I brought beer as well.
Into a brighter ale.
I want to taste the West before I go.
Oh, emu. Got to put an emu egg.
Oh, yeah, I was going to buy some. I did buy some and I drank it.
Cool
I was going to buy some. Oh no, I
Well,
did buy.
specifically for the last podcast, but you guys.
Well, I'm on top of it, James. I was going to bring my cocktail, but I forgot.
I love a splash of emu.
It's Emu Export with a splash of ginger wine.
Your family just puts Stone's ginger wine in everything, though.
This is actually a delicious cocktail.
Oh,
that's the cocktail.
I've tried.
Were you sitting there waiting for the rest of it?
Just having a North.
I don't think it's a cocktail.
There's a minimum of 3.
That's not even a mixed
there is.
drink, Fred.
It's a mixer, otherwise.
I guess otherwise, like bourbon and Coke would be a cocktail. Wouldn't
Yeah.
It? Okay, fine.
If you could look at
we go.
Nice Guys of OK Cupid.
I looked at that. I've already seen that.
Okay.
Fedora,
Well, I think we should talk
fedoras
and
of OK.
fedoras of OK Cupid. I think we should talk about those two.
What about Rich Kids of Instagram? That's my favourite. I think I talked about that before.
I've looked at that. I could only look once, and then I got really jealous.
I don't get jealous because they're such dickheads.
Or some of them, but there was one guy in a helicopter, and I was like, oh, that hit me hard. The other ones are all just like people like drinking champagne. And I was like, man, any fool can do that. But this guy was like piloting his helicopter. He's like, just going to the beach for a while. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I think one guy's kind of tag on the photo was our worst days are better than your best day.
My favourite one was like golden rollies something shower or something like that. So like you and your mates put your gold Rolexes and then you like pour Dom Perignon over
No. Maybe I need to start looking at it again.
It's
It's hilarious.
through the right eyes and you'll be like, oh no.
Oh yeah, most of it's revolting, but you know, I think there was one guy and he'd written my first car, and he was at like a Ferrari dealership with a Ferrari California, and I was like, you dick.
Oh, it's
What episode
bloody
are we?
hot in this shed.
Is it?
I think it is.
Well, we've got the cam hooked up, so take your shirt off if you want.
Where is it, Cam?
Get him out.
What? Which bit of me do you want out?
The testicle.
Oh, okay. Is that what you mean?
Okay.
So if I'm walking along and someone
Are we
yells,
ready?
get him out.
Get him out. I think that's what it means.
Well,
Testicles.
them plural. It's either
Yeah.
testicles or
whoops.
tits.
Or tits, yeah.
Yeah.
What about guns? Do people like a gun show?
Fred doesn't have guns.
Well, you know, people might like to see what he's got.
Well,
People like all sorts of shapes, don't they? I don't know. I think so.
I'm just trying to figure out which bit of me is
Them.
acceptable for public consumption.
Consumption.
display, Fred. No one wants to eat you.
If you're in,
Consuming with
if
their
you're in the
eyes.
Amazon with a cannibal tribe and they say, get him out.
Yo. Okay. Hello and welcome to Fangin Around. This is episode 34. We're recording 34, and we're recording this on the 4th of
January.
January.
Yeah, you got to
not
change
December.
the date on the show notes.
2013. We're alive.
We're alive and live.
And live on air.
Mhm.
We're recording at live.jimmyfm.com. And my name is James, and I'm joined to my left.
Campbell.
Fred.
And Matt.
Special guest, Matt.
Matt.
First time,
No,
long time
it's not-
listener.
it is
First
Some
time.
of our
not-
Fangin
it is-
Around listeners.
It is not my first time.
Is it?
I was on the inaugural show.
Yes.
Mhm.
He was at the dawn of time.
James and I were
The
reminiscing about
Jimmerish
this earlier.
show.
Mhm.
What was that?
Well, we used to
What was
record in my bedroom with like a webcam. and
cam show.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
You two guys.
Tell me
that's
that
right.
didn't blow up.
So listeners of Jimmerish FM might recognise Matt's voice. From
I was
doing-
there in the
yeah.
infancy.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
But he's new to Fangin Around,
Mm.
the
It's
world's
my
most
first time.
offensive podcast.
It's my first time fanging
And
around.
it still is. The world hasn't ended. We did an End of the World special last time we spoke to us live. There's a bit of housekeeping. Campbell and I started a new feature for Fangin Around, which if you just subscribe to the podcast on your podcast app or whatever, you probably wouldn't have got. It's called Fang Tracks. I've named it that. Didn't ask Campbell what it means.
No, you didn't.
And it's where we do alternative commentary tracks to movies. Yeah.
Fang track.
Yeah. Well, like, riff tracks. Do you guys ever listen to riff tracks?
No, I know what they mean.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. Like, riffing on the movie.
We're
Fang.
fanging on it.
Yeah. We're fanging around.
There's too much vampire. That's still
No, well, the
in
thing
people's
is,
minds,
through the whole
connotations.
film, we just make car engine noises. Like,
So you find that at fangaround.com. Just search for Fang tracks, all one word.
So
Work it
by
out.
alternatively, you mean alone, one after the other?
Alternative, as in not the official ones on the DVD.
Oh, that's what you mean by alternative. Sorry, I thought you
Yeah.
meant you guys.
alternate.
Alternate. Yeah,
You should know about alternating currents, Fred.
I do know about alternating currents.
It's the same. So a lot to cover tonight.
Yes, we've got lots of stuff to do. Catch up, what people went up to. Also need to remind people we're on Stitcher. Get
Tent.
the Stitcher app. It's a free podcast app, and it manages your podcast for you.
The best thing's SoundCloud, really, because you get the highlight, like the best joke. It's like we were talking about with 30 Rock, someone taking the best Liz Lemon
yeah.
joke out of each episode. We're doing that with SoundCloud.
Yeah. So you can just go to fangaround.com and just press play on the little thinger under the logo, and it will just play you all the highlights.
Well,
It's like a
what if some of
best
the
of.
highlights...
We didn't have to do a clip show because we've got it on the website automatically.
Yeah. Well, what are some of our highlights? We had IMAX nanobot vagina cameras.
Yeah.
Car dildos.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostubation.
And this is why Matt can't give out his last name on the book.
What's a car dildo?
Well,
Is that
this...
a piece of the car you use as a dildo?
Yeah, well...
Like a gear stick?
No, well, this is even better
Or is
idea.
it a dildo designed for use in the vehicle?
It's a dildo
Or
design.
both.
Well, the possibilities.
Endless.
Yeah, your mind is taking it to all new areas. We were commenting on how some cars people would ornament them with like a scrotum dangling from the
Yeah.
the tow bar, and we were saying what they should do is have a dildo at the front of the car, and when they come up to traffic lights, they can try to insert it into the car's tailpipe
right.
in the front.
Yeah.
That was our big idea.
Yeah. Guess what? Today I saw, within the space of 60 seconds, 2 independent sets of car lashes. Yeah.
What about those?
Hey, guess where? Guess where in Perth I saw
Midland.
that?
Aussie Park.
No, Carousel.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What about those reindeer antlers for cars?
Oh, I hate those.
I hate them a lot as well. But you can take it straight off and put your Australia Day flag.
Click them right in.
Might as
Right
well
in,
change
yeah.
your number
Yeah.
plate to I am lame.
So we shart every episode. It's true, we do. We really do. We start every episode with...
Well, Matt needs to know this. We start by talking about what we've been consuming.
Is
And-
there a language warning?
No, you can say whatever
Can
you
I
want.
say fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
there is
right.
a language warning.
All right.
We say every word.
Well, yeah, we have a trigger warning on our logo saying it's the world's most offensive podcast. So you can
All
pretty
right.
much be as
Okay.
offensive as you want.
yeah.
I won't hold
just
back.
be prepared to be called out on it. And
By these femnuts.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so consume, which can be anything. It could be movies, TV shows, theatre, art gallery openings, food,
Breakdancing.
drinks,
Anything. Whatever.
anything you've consumed through your eyes, ears, nose, or mouth.
Okay.
Anus.
You were waiting. You were wanting to say it. You weren't brave enough. That's why there's 3 of us to goad
Right.
each other on.
Well, we've all wondered, Matt. Have you ever done the old put a tampon in some vodka and stick it up the end?
No, I have not, James.
To clarify, I've never wondered that.
No, but we've brought this as a subject, a recurring subject of the podcast is have you done it yet?
Yeah, that's...
And now it's
that
20,
specific
it's
thing?
2013. We need to catch up. Have you done it? You
I
can go out
haven't
and
done
use
it. No,
and-
I haven't done it.
Yeah,
No.
or just at least rubbed it around the rim.
Give...
Yeah.
I don't think
No.
you'd get much of a buzz from just rubbing it.
How do you
around.
know? It could be amazing. That's why I want to try it.
Well, then try... No one stop. It's not a big deal to try it. Just buy some tampons.
Oh, I do have some follow-up.
Photos.
We also, in the holiday break, we uploaded an old podcast from one of the lost episodes. And one of the topics was optimizing your drunkenness.
Oh, yeah.
And how often you jerk? How often you masturbate as well.
Yeah.
Was that?
A masturbation optimizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we worked that out because we just went.
If it feels good, do it, right?
No. We went because I checked out the sperm donation things, and
hear
they
this.
say how long you have to abstain to get the optimum flow.
What was it?
Pardon? It was 7 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
7 days?
Yeah.
Seems like a long
But
time.
you meant to.
It does. It doesn't sound
You
healthy.
meant to ejaculate at least 3 times a week to prevent testicular cancer. So you have to
So
weigh up
what are you
weigh up
doing
your
then?
options. Yeah, you have to live on the edge and
Conflicting
only do
messages.
it once
Live
every
on
7
the
days.
edge.
Yeah, just to get the optimum.
But for optimum sperm count for
Yeah.
like your sock.
Optimum sample size. For
Okay.
All right. So
but I
what's
had-
your follow-up?
Well, I thought I would test it out. You know.
Test what out?
I
The
was
sperm thing.
No. I said we already worked out. I'm trying to work out what's the optimum drunk level, and so I bought a bottle of vodka and started off by doing 2 shots every half hour.
That's too much, isn't it?
2 shots every half hour.
Yeah,
So 2 standard drinks so 4 standard drinks an hour.
yeah.
And you
That's
got really
way too
drunk
much.
in
Yeah,
an
you would have been
hour.
hammered.
What tolerance are you starting from?
Hmm.
It's all about your inbuilt tolerance. And you can...
I don't. Well, I guess I'm not an everyday drinker.
That surprises me.
Anyway, so I thought it was actually working really well, and
It was great. Oh, fuck! This is perfect.
because every half hour you get this reboost of that first feeling where you first drop into drunking.
It's called alcoholism.
And
How long did you keep it up for?
well, the next day, you know,
So 24 hours.
well, I just woke up the next day, and then I thought I better check, you know, text messages and emails and stuff like that to see what I've done, to see if I went out of control, because aim was to not go out of control. And a lot of most of the message I sent were reasonably in control. Like I could see myself trying to be in control, but they just had slight.
Except this one that our number one
They had-
fan received.
They just had slight connotations of being out of control in them.
Yeah, and
So I'm going to mark that as not quite a pass. So I'm going to try a different method.
oh, so you failed.
Yeah.
It's-
So
the
3 an
point-
hour.
There was connotations of.
I
out
thought
of
you liked
controlness.
getting out of
Yeah,
control.
the point
though.
is to lose control completely, James.
No, but the idea
I mean,
is
not
to
of
be
your
have an
bowels, but
optimum
of your,
buzz.
of your sense
I
of...
think you're doing it all. I don't think you can have a constant stream. You need to have like 4 the first hour, then 3, then 2, then 1.
Yeah, I think it's got
Then no
to.
drinking.
It's got to go down because your
Gotta go
body
down.
can't process it
Yeah.
that quickly.
If you're putting more in than you're getting rid of, you're just going to get drunker and drunker and drunker until you do
Yeah,
something
that's
stupid.
not going to peak.
Okay, so what are you suggesting?
Well, he just said 4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1. But it depends how long you want to be drunk for.
So you have the app should know. You should enter into the app how long the party you think will go for.
So it's like lame party.
Yeah.
Out of here in an hour. Do 8
Do
shots. now.
10.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
yourself an inhaler and just.
So that was quite fun testing out. So I'm looking forward
Okay.
Big drunk sausage.
looking forward to buying my next bottle of vodka.
Cool.
for
Science
science.
experiment.
Science, yeah. It's
Okay.
the science podcast.
Well, you
eh?
need to have a control, don't you, as well, if you're doing science?
Yeah, well, you just get loose.
Well, I do that all the time.
It's just you, is it?
Yeah. So that's my follow up.
Any listener mail?
I don't think we got mail. We got tweets. HBB John asks, so do you guys didgeridoo or do you didgeridoo?
Oh, offensive. Not even going to answer it.
Alright.
I don't know that person.
Do we didgeridoo or didgeridoo?
What are they getting at?
Yeah, what's a
With
didger?
with that lame little play on words. I don't understand.
Well, these
what that-
Americans, they
they've
try and
never
come
done
on and they
that.
try,
they're trying.
they try and
That's
understand
nice.
our accents and try and get into our...
Is it like saying, are you a
Australian
mix,
shoes?
mix I can or mix I can't?
Yeah.
I think it's like that.
Yeah.
So do you have a couple of kooky followers like that?
Oh, we
that
love
guy
all
that-
our
that-
followers.
That guy that
We
used
embrace
to,
them.
No, but that obsessive guy that used to read Pierce's blog, Jake.
Aren't they best friends
Oh,
now?
they're best friends
They're
now.
besties now. Yeah.
They're absolute best friends now.
And they found each other.
They're
online.
found because of blogs.
Yeah.
Oh, I've met him.
Is he our age or is he...
He's our age.
Just when you
I think.
say that, I just think weird old man.
But isn't that...
No, he's not old. He's enormous.
Oh.
He's enormous.
Oh.
Mm.
He lives in New Zealand, and Piers went and stays with him sometimes.
Just through the blog.
And he bought Pierce an iPad, I think.
And I think they have a lot of anal sex.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
But isn't that the optimal idea? You put a website and post all the stuff you like, and someone else finds your site, and then what's so bad about
Isn't that the whole point? And then
Yeah.
people buy you things.
Yeah. That's why we do
Then
Fangin'
you do
around,
some
right,
cam
Fred?
shows and you get
Have you got any emails? Oh, I did get a message about...
Sponsorship?
Oh, yes. HBB John also had a message for Fred. How to survive America. Become ignorant, materialistic, obese, litter everywhere, and own a gun.
Cool.
Are you signing up for a gun decision?
Yeah, are you going to get a
Whoa.
gun,
I don't
Fred?
know what the law is. Maybe Matt could help me out.
Are you gonna-
I don't
are
know
you
if I
gonna-
have the right to bear arms as a foreign national. So
I think Julia protects your right to bear
I
arms.
think if
while
you go
over
to the
there.
gun shop, they'll tell you what your rights are.
Well, I might just be able to buy
Or
one.
I hear if you actually go to a show, an expo, a gun expo,
You can
they
just
just
buy it
sell it
without it.
over the counter.
Yeah.
But I don't really.
I think
want
if
that.
you're
I
on
want to
a-
shoot a gun and have fun.
I think if you're on American soil, you have the right to bear arms.
but I might
and-
usurp. Yeah,
Oh.
Are you going to feel safe if you don't own a gun?
I will feel a
Not
hell of
that
a lot
I'm in-
safer if I don't own a
Not
gun.
that I'm encouraging.
I have no training.
Just wait till you're living amongst
Yeah, see how you
rampant
feel
gun
then.
owners.
I want to go to the shooting range for sure. Just
The
get
tank one?
like a
Do you?
M16. Yeah, that's part of the experience. As far as I'm
You can do
concerned.
that here, though, can't you?
People have
Why haven't
people
you?
have told me you can go to shooting range and it's like the gun's like bolted down and you can like move it in 2 dimensions and be like pop pop pop.
No.
Yeah, it's to stop you going.
Yeah.
Booker. Is that what you want to do?
No, I don't want to shoot anyone.
In
Oh,
New
come
South Wales,
on.
they gave a mentally deranged person a semi-automatic weapon, and she escaped from the shooting range and went home and killed her parents.
All right.
Do we want to put a bet down
do that.
on the podcast? Can Fred survive America 2 years without being shot?
I'll bet yes.
I'll say yes.
I think Fred can do that.
do you reckon I can do it without hearing gunshots?
No.
You know?
I don't reckon you can do it without hearing
You've
them.
lived.
I mean,
in
like
America
obviously
for a
shooting
while.
range doesn't count.
Yeah.
You heard gunshots
Really?
Yeah.
in San Fran.
Yeah, in San Fran, man.
What else did we get in?
So we're getting more listener tweets than anything, aren't we?
Well, that's
I
good.
don't think
moment.
we got any mail. I'm
If
sorry.
anyone wants to send any photos our way, like fan photos,
Oh, a few people said
Get one of them before. No
we have to
follow-up
give an
that?
apology to Noble Monkey because he was listening to the thing about nanobots, and he was embarrassed because he was laughing on public transport.
oh, well, sorry about that.
Sorry for being too hilarious.
Yeah, that's the risk you take
It's
when
a
you listen
blessing
to our
and a curse.
podcast.
Think about it, man. Serious issue. Now, Campbell, what do you
Well, we've got one listener mail
Oh, right.
from one of our fans. They want to know how the backyard movie thing's been going.
It has not been embraced.
Oh. Well, I'm back in Perth, so I can start coming.
I would have
if it's
come, but I'm
happening.
not in Perth. So you might go.
I was gone.
Yeah,
I've only
Zoe.
just gotten
Zoe
back.
really liked it. It sounded like I was like, making her break concrete when she turned up. Just like, oh god.
That was a long story though. She wasn't.
Well, I'm gonna now that I'm back, I'm gonna start coming.
Have you
If
thought
that's
about doing
true.
more mainstream movies? Just go for the pop,
No,
go for the
but they are
fluff.
pretty mainstream.
Some of them are.
I suppose the Nights, like the Little Mermaid. Nights,
So that's the question. Well, but
yeah,
then
but
we're
what's the point of having people turn up and watch something that they've seen a million times?
So they might turn up.
Huh? Yeah, but I'm not doing this for business to make money. I'm here to spread good movies. So
Suppose.
why am I encouraging people to see movies they've already seen? You hadn't seen Happy Accidents. You hadn't seen Finding Neverland. You didn't stay for that. Or
No.
not Finding Neverland. I keep saying that. Finding Graceland.
Finding Neverland was that terrible
Happy
Yeah.
Accidents was alright.
Johnny Depp film.
But you never would have seen that movie had you not come to
No, it's true.
the summer season. So I am kind of trying to like, tomorrow. I don't know what's on tomorrow. Maybe it is Strictly Ballroom tomorrow, which
Is
everyone's saying. But then I've got this obscure French Canadian
yeah.
film to go along with it. It's
Oh,
a
is
dance
it?
film.
Oh,
What about Dirty Dancing?
I thought it was Spenny versus
Everyone's
Kenny.
seen that. Everyone's seen Dirty Dancing.
All right. So what have I been consuming this week? This week I've seen a few movies.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Dark Knight Rises, which I haven't seen yet.
This is
Shock
really
horror. So we can do some late review of that.
Finally.
way late.
Oh, you saw The Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, disappointing.
Terrible ending.
Very
Well,
disappointing.
you didn't really see it,
No, I didn't see it IMAX.
so it doesn't really count.
No, and 3D or whatever the fuck they released it in.
But I didn't really see it.
Didn't they do it in 3D?
No, it was just IMAX.
Oh, because when the bat was coming at me, I was thinking this would be wicked.
This
in
should
3D.
be in 3D.
I think I was sitting there going, "Oh, I'm missing something."
I
It's
saw the
3D.
new Spider-Man movie, which was I think was filmed in 3D, and I did not. It was a bit mediocre.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been okay in 3D, but I don't.
That's professional. That's what the listeners come for.
Yeah.
So Dark Knight Rises, disappointing end. You guys spoke about it at length. Saw Skyfall. I don't know. Have we talked about that?
No,
I saw Skyfall. I
so
saw.
like that. You saw that in cinema.
I saw that in cinema. Really liked that.
That was filmed by Roger Deakins, who's the Coen Brothers cinematographer. It's quite spectacular.
Yeah,
James Bond film.
Well,
It still has, like every other James Bond, it has the worst CGI ever.
yeah, I don't know what that's about. The sequence in the moors, or the way it was shot was just mind melting.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. I saw The Hobbit, and I saw.
Did you see it in high frame rate?
Yes, I believe I did. Yeah, I did. I did.
How'd it go? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, the
You can
first-
spoil it though.
The first shot, or the first couple of sequences, it looked like they're sped up Benny Hill style thing.
Yeah.
You know, like characters sort of look like they're
Yeah.
on fast forward,
Mm-hmm.
and so it takes a while to get used to, and then it's like, oh yeah, and it was good.
Was it 3D any better?
I went to it on New Year's Day when I had the worst hangover ever. So the 3D was really bothering me. I had to close my eyes for half the film and take a break because my eyes were bugging out. So I saw The Hobbit, Dark Knight Rises, Skyfall, and Bridget Jones's Diary. And here's the bombshell. The best fight scene out of all those films was in Bridget Jones's Diary.
Oh, right.
I'm
It's
not even
raining
kidding.
Men.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
It had the most action. It had it was the most entertaining, most unpredictable fight out of all of those films. The Hobbit had some really boring action sequences. So that's what I've been consuming. Fred? Oh.
Sorry. Yeah.
I haven't really seen any movies. That's about it, really.
Where'd you go? You went to Victoria.
I went
Sydney or
to
something?
Melbourne. I spent a lot of time on a farm. I erected a wind tower for a wind generator.
Did you get to work?
We haven't got that far yet. Just the tower.
You just erected it.
Yep.
You just erected
But
it.
you-
I erected the tower.
You're obviously not going
13.
back, all right?
No.
No.
So that's it. There'll be an erection.
Christmas Day, ate a lot of food, as everyone does.
What kind of food?
Salmon.
Do you have a hot dinner or cold dinner?
cold dinner with some hot stuff? Salad. Hot salad.
Do you eat the meats hot or cold?
The meats are hot, the salads are cold. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
Standard, revolutionary, standard stuff.
You're flipping everything on its head, all of it.
Yeah, I have no more consumption. I haven't really watched a lot of TV or anything. I bought a new computer. It's pretty good. With a solid state drive.
Where'd you end up going? So now you've noticed the speed increase from that last computer you had?
Fast. Yep. And it's nice and quiet and small.
Did you test it on
loving
the
it.
plane?
No, not yet. If it doesn't fit, I'm screwed. I'll be right. Anyway, that's about it. On to Matt.
Are you going to use your iPod Touch? You could leave that behind.
Why do you want my iPod Touch?
No, I think you should use it. You just never use it.
No, I'm going to take it. I used it for traveling. That's why I bought it.
Oh, okay.
Matt, what have you been consuming?
What have you been consuming, Matt?
Liquor.
Liquor? What kind of liquor?
All sorts.
I'll back it up. What I consumed.
Yeah.
Isabel came up with this drink she called Christmas Cheer.
Oh, is it gin?
No,
In a
jug. Half Bailey's, half brandy. Oh, it's pretty good. Gets you pretty drunk pretty quickly.
Bailey's pretty much
brandy.
is brandy. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
so now it's like ultra Bailey's.
That's
It's
not
like
a cocktail.
Bailey Strong.
That's a mix.
Oh, because it's got two things for you guys.
Bailey's has like the most calories per inch than any other product in the world, basically.
More than just a lump of sugar.
Gives me
Yeah.
heartburn before I even.
Really?
I've never
swallowed
managed to
it.
get drunk
Oh.
on it. If that's, you know,
It's reasonably strong though.
It's rich.
But I guess you have to drink a lot of it.
more than like Bundy
Have you
and
guys seen the
cola.
baby bird?
It's a baby bird.
I will show it to you live.
Oh, the baby bird.
Oh, keep talking, Fred.
All right.
Yeah. It's
So
got
this
more
cocktail's going to take off. This mixer's going to take off. Do you think they'll sell it in cans soon?
canned Baileys and brandy on a hot summer's day. Oh, no, it wouldn't be a because it's not carbonated.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't put it in a can. They'd sell it in one of those milk envelopes
little
that you just
sack.
kind of go.
They should just sell double like Bailey's extra strong. Now,
What would
like
what would the
180
extra bit
proof.
be? Extra cream or extra?
Just double brandy.
Oh, double brandy. You could
If you add
use
more
double
brandy
whipped
and cream, it's just got twice as much Bailey's.
Imagine that double thickened Bailey's.
Pretty
Could
good.
you whip it? Is it creamy
I don't
enough
think
to
so.
whip?
Bailey's and milk's delicious though. Very, very delicious.
Oh no, what's this? Is this someone drinking so much they'll vomit?
Yeah, this is
No, I don't even want to see this.
this is a competition they had on a radio show where an eggnog drinking competition.
Oh, it's eggnog. That's okay.
And the rules of it was that the winner got to vomit on the loser,
Oh,
and this is
Why?
it going down.
why would you?
Matt can't see.
Is that
No, I
is
can
that
see
all you win?
Enough.
Fun?
Is that all you win?
Oh, I don't know the details, but this is
Oh yeah, enough with detail.
you. And I'll put this link in the show notes, listen, so you can check it out yourself.
I don't know if I want to watch this.
I was gonna say, is this gonna be some 2 girls 1 cup type video?
Well,
Yes,
no, it's
yes.
just getting,
no, it's just someone vomiting
it's just eggnog drinking contest.
My headphones keep crackling.
So do mine, man.
Yeah, because you're making me twist the.
That look on his face like those guys in the 80s that were about to fight Tyson.
Yeah.
Just that, oh.
Inevitable loss.
Joe Rogan playing Carolines all weekend long
What?
with the Amazing Racist
Turn the volume down.
Yeah.
opening up.
Pat, how are you?
It's getting real close.
All right, it's getting real
close.
The suspense. All the cameras out.
Yeah.
We've never had more people in the studio, by the way. There's got to be about 30 people in here.
Seriously?
And what he's doing
At
is very
least.
DiMaggio-esque. This is like the 56-game hitting streak.
Yeah, yeah.
73
What
shots.
podcast
This will
is
never
this?
be broken.
Opie and Anthony.
Hey, someone is
No,
saying, please
no.
center the Pal Talk camera. We got it.
I got mine done.
All right, make
no,
it
no,
fun.
mine's fine. It's Pal Talk 2.
All right.
That somebody's in the way of or something like that. I guess it's the camera guy.
What shot is
How
that?
many stunts?
The
people
left.
do?
74.
Oh,
Pat.
he's going for more.
He's going for 75.
Everyone's got to pretty much keep
said
their
like 7
position
shots a
so
Keep going.
the cameras and everybody can see.
Should have cut all this.
Yeah,
now.
that's fine.
People are calling from all over America. They've been puking all over the place.
75.
Just about every city in
Been
America.
drinking along with the competition.
And in Canada, thanks to XM.
My headphone and mic.
He's just drinking now. He's up to 76.
Uh-oh, here we go.
It goes.
The baby bird is going down!
It's happening.
The baby bird is happening! Oh my God!
That's a lot of liquid.
No way did that just happen! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
You're gonna just.
But just keep
How's that?
going.
How's that? My mic's
How
off.
can he have?
How's that gonna work on radio, James? That was disgusting.
Yeah, sorry, it happened.
The volume of it was quite.
It was 75 somethings of eggnog.
My headphones are gone.
So are mine.
Me too.
Hello.
I think they're all gone.
Only James gets one because.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because we turned the volume down. Hello.
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 Yeah, so that was an eggnog
Wow.
drinking competition. So is that what happened to you when you had the brandy and?
No, I was okay.
That
Do you
wasn't-
guys
My
ever
sister
have
spent
eggnog?
Christmas
What is it?
norming, vomiting.
It's like custard that you drink, isn't it?
I don't know.
Is-
I've never had it.
It's like custard.
Who
I
wants to
think.
have eggnog when it's 40 degrees outside?
Yeah,
Can't
it'd be
any
awesome
worse.
if it was
But
winter.
you've never
Yeah.
had it, so how would you know? It could be really good.
I
Yeah,
can
but it's
imagine.
like drinking cream.
It's
The chocolate
not
milk's pretty
cream.
good on a hot day.
It's spicy.
Spicy.
It's got lots of nutmeg and cinnamon.
Yeah, it's a Christmas
it's like,
flavour.
Like chai.
It's almost no.
Is it
It's like a
alcoholic?
spicy custardy milk.
Yeah.
So it's sort of halfway between custard and milk.
Mm.
So it's rich and creamy, and
I mean, you saw what it looked like.
it's very rich though.
coming out.
What, you want a beer? Oh. Camel's drink.
Oh, sorry, I'll get it. So, Matt, what have you been consuming? Eggnog?
No, not eggnog, but
Do you feel like some now?
no, I don't.
That was foul.
That was just that's
So
enough.
the other guy had bailed. He'd been got to 30 shots or something and couldn't go anymore.
Yeah.
So they were going shot for shot, were they?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
What a pussy! He could only do 30.
Oh, no,
Another guy
I don't
could
know.
do
I'm guessing.
75.
Oh, I'm guessing.
I don't know. It could have come down to the line, like 70, 60.
Maybe the other guy gave up and was like, oh, that was a lot of liquid. That didn't look like 70 shots of...
70 pints, 70
Eggnog.
cups.
Must have been cups. You'd
Oh.
you have it in a cup. Like you'd have a small. When I've had it, it's in a small glass.
Oh, yuck.
When I was in Austria, they had what the hell's that wine stuff?
Mead?
No.
No. Port?
It's like Christmas wine stuff. So it's like this big
Mulled
tub.
wine.
Yeah, mulled
Mulled
wine.
Mm.
And that was like a big tub of hot red wine with spices in it.
And?
I thought it was disgusting.
I never got quite into.
It's a pop top camel
Yeah, I know.
I don't mind
because it
mulled
makes the wine like if it's hot.
Didn't
I think it makes it taste worse,
You reckon?
a lot worse.
What if it's
Yeah.
cold out?
No, because I think it brings out the bad. It's like if you have a warm beer, it tastes worse. It's like hot wine's worse than
Don't they have warm beers in Britain?
they're not warm. They're just
room temperature when it's
Yeah.
really cold.
Yeah,
And what's
room
that
temperature when it's like negative 20 outside. It's kind of reasonable.
Is it good?
No, I didn't really like that either. They're a bit flat and they're a bit warm, but it's the style.
Okay, we're getting on to Matt's consumption.
Sorry.
Well, it's all been booze because I've been like trapped with my family, and they all drink like fish.
Really?
What's the drink of choice?
Oh, they've expanded their repertoire, which is good. So, like, you get a choice, but you have to have a drink at 5 o'clock. It's mandatory. And I even got into the like lunchtime drinking.
Aren't you on
Which
holiday?
I-
Aren't you on a holiday?
Yeah, I know, but I never drink during the day. I hate it because then I sober up and feel gross by 2 o'clock.
Just have a nap.
Well, this is why you need the Buzz optimization app
Oh my
that James
God.
is working on here. To,
So you have a few drinks with your family, and then you start
Maybe
doing
you
shots
should
of vodka in your room. To, like,
Because
keep
they
it
have, you know, some people they get if they've been drinking too much alcohol, they get like a little bracelet that alerts people if they've been drinking, right? So there's obviously
That's not if they've been. That's if they're like serial drink drivers and released from prisons and that kind of thing.
no, but I
Is that what you
I'm
want?
pretty sure Lindsay Lohan like it beeps when she starts drinking or something like that.
Yeah,
So they have the technology to detect through the skin alcohol coming out, right?
yeah, but
So
I
you
think
just do it in a watch, in a smartwatch.
the best test of how drunk you are is you.
Yeah.
No,
I like to do this test.
No, I go out to Northbridge and see if these people are the best judges of how drunk they are. That's how these fights come about. It's like, no, I'm fine, mate, I'm fine. Oh, you want to fight
Maybe
about
those
it?
people are idiots.
Yeah, but would you believe your watch?
But this is...
You'd just be like, no, I want to keep
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. You're out
No,
of
but
control.
if it actually makes your experience better, you'll obey it. That's what I was doing the other night. Was like I was like, oh, maybe I just have one more shot, and I'm like, no, you got to try this out. And then after I was like, wow, this is good, better because you're spacing them out a bit.
Congratulations, you've learned self-control, James.
We'll get you a little Scouts patch for it.
You just want to be tipsy all the time, don't you?
You just want to be
Yeah, you want
charmingly kind of tipsy. Just
You have that like
bit
perfect
of a cad.
sine, cosine, whatever it is. Like,
Bell curve.
bell curve.
Mm.
Going in and out of the drunkenness.
Or on what sort of time scale? Like at night,
6
you're not
hours.
drunk every 6 hours for the rest of your life. That's alcoholism, James.
No, when I choose to drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if it's so optimized, you just do it all the time.
What about just one drink an hour? That'd just keep you a little bit.
That's
A bit
boring.
loose.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than trying to get
You got to be
drunk
right on the edge. You got to
and
be
you do
right
it
on the
too
edge. Just
slow,
allows you to take
and
it
you
to
just
the.
plateau at sober.
Yeah.
But then you've had all this
you
alcohol, and
hangover.
the next day you've got a hangover, but
still
you didn't
feel
enjoy
crap.
it.
All right, let's think this
But
out
it's
some
also,
more.
you know,
Matt's
I
right.
really believe you can't peak too soon.
You
then
can't peak too soon.
there's nothing worse than feeling too drunk too soon. You want to ease into it. You want that first drink to hit you, and then you want the second one to be the follow-up. But if it's too soon, if you don't space them out enough, then you can go straight down the road of getting drunk in a bad way, in a I can't hold my liquor type of way, that results in you falling over and
A bit embarrassing.
Embarrassing yourself. Yes.
Yeah, you don't want that end.
We all know about that.
No.
Not me.
Well, I do.
Except for that bathtub at your house.
The bath.
And apparently,
And at your house. And probably at your house too.
Yeah.
The sculpting that went on with the matter that came out.
It was mainly lamb.
yeah.
Campbell, what a waste. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, that lamb.
I know.
I remember Susanna Day just going for it on the
Yeah.
bone.
She was
Like a
an
wild animal.
She was like an animal.
Was that at Fred's house?
It was.
Yeah.
Need to find that photo somewhere. Give it to Nazario for his birthday.
Well, Campbell playing with his own vomit.
I've still got it. Matt
Didn't
got
I
it
frame it
framed
for
for
you?
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got it. A big framed blow up of it.
Okay.
It's great.
That's lovely.
I think it's actually 2. I think it's a double picture from memory, or 2 or 3
Really?
even.
I didn't
There's
take
a sequence.
I didn't take the photos though. They're great photos. I don't think
Yeah.
I think
it
I
was
might
my-
have taken.
Iconic, one
Iconic.
might say.
Yeah.
And revolting.
Hmm.
If only we were doing a podcast then. All right, what's next?
So that's it.
Liquor.
Liquor.
That's basically
I also watched Walking Dead.
Was it
First season and a half.
All right.
No, gave up. Didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for it to get me, for it to be, and it never happened. And I just went, no, don't care.
I watched Workaholics.
Oh, it's a new
3.
season.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a new season of Peep Show I just watched yesterday.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah.
Oh, can I get it off you?
The first 5 episodes are really good, and then the last episode was like pretty lame. Yeah.
Can I get that off you? How do I do that?
Maybe later. Just remember.
There is no later.
There is no later. I'm out of here
It's
at
now.
10
It's
sharp.
got 2 hours.
I'm gone.
Well,
like
that's
a
your problem,
pumpkin.
Fred.
Fuck, I'm going to have to hack your system.
No, you'll bust up the podcast and transfer it.
Okay,
Um,
what else have we got?
I got the first 4 seasons of Mad Men on Blu-ray
And?
for Christmas. Well, I watched it. Well, I watched the first
Oh, yeah,
season.
what I'm saying. Well, I assumed you watched it.
Is it
but-
better in
and?
Super HD?
And then I started watching the second season, and the Blu-ray player ate the disc and died, so now it's stuck in there.
Just get a screwdriver. Pop that bad boy open.
Hacksaurus.
Yeah.
Smash it.
Old school. Just get in there.
Just hit it a few times.
And how was the Blu-ray
A
experience?
Madman. Well, the thing about I wanted to buy it to support the creator because I think it's like one of the greatest works of art of all time, but it also has all the commentary tracks and stuff like that I want to listen to, which you don't get from the Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
So which lady do you think is the hottest? I'm down with Joan.
I think I agree with James. It's tough.
It is
Yeah.
tough, but
I was a really big thing for Hattie, or who's
Which
Pete
one?
Campbell's secretary in the first 2 seasons.
Nothing character, isn't she?
Fun?
Isn't she just the one who, he just is mean to her for, 1 second every episode and that's about it?
Yeah, it's a pretty small role, but
Big impression.
She's pretty hot. And you guys haven't watched Jessica Paré. You haven't seen that far, have you?
No, don't think so.
Well, you're missing out.
I've seen
man.
a whole smattering of different series.
Jessica Paré just blows it out of the water, man. She is. She's pretty hot in real life, but
What's
her character.
What's her character?
I can't tell you it was a spoiler.
What's her name?
Well, she's a secretary, I guess.
What's the actress's name?
Jessica Paré, and she's like French Canadian, so you spell it weird.
So you'll never be able to Google search it.
P-A-R-E, or Google suggest it if you start Jessica
P-A-R-E.
P-A-R.
She's got a big mouth.
Oh yeah, she has DSL, man, high speed DSL.
I don't even know.
I can't remember what that's off. I know what it means though. You know what it means, Campbell.
I can imagine what it means. I don't know what it means.
It's off a movie. I can't remember which movie.
Man.
I don't know what
ADSL 2
ADSL
plus.
means.
Advanced.
I remember from The Sopranos, one of the characters describing it. One of the female characters is having DSLs.
Yeah.
What's the movie it off, James?
I don't know what movie you're referencing.
I don't know. I just
Oh, it's just part of my everyday repertoire.
From pop culture, yeah.
I've seen her in the show.
Saw Safety Not Guaranteed, which is...
Oh, any good?
It was alright. It's trying to be that genre I was talking about, that happy accidents and Don Juan. It's sort of like that, but it strays a bit, and where it strays is pretty much its downfall.
Oh,
It should
really?
have stuck to the formula. But it's about a real ad that was like a internet meme.
So in real life, it really happened.
Yeah. So it's based on a true story. Someone in some random paper advertised for a time-traveling partner, like a companion, kind of like Doctor Who, to go back in time with them. And
I said, you need to bring your own weapons.
Yeah.
Safety not guaranteed.
yeah, and so they've written a whole movie based on like what could this
Have been.
yeah. And it's got Aubrey Plaza, who's like amazing.
Okay.
It has a cool car in it, but you guys haven't seen it, so we can't really talk about that. Bachelorette.
What car is it?
It's like a yellow one.
What's it about a car? I was looking up DSL.
High speed DSL.
I was trying to find the quote.
I don't know.
Or you need to go on car into the
Yeah,
movie
car-
database. That's exactly what it's for, Fred.
What?
Can you look it up?
Car,
yeah, it's
Internet
a movie
Movie
called
Database.
Safety Not Guaranteed.
And there's a yellow car in it,
Yeah.
and James needs to know what type of car it is.
Finally.
It's probably the same one from
Finally, some car
Transformers
news.
1.
No, that
the yellow
website.
What, a Trans Am?
The one that Bumblebee turns into. Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Camaro.
Yeah.
I saw Bachelorette, which is like I don't know, it's probably funded to be the female version of The Hangover.
Or is it the female version of Bridesmaids?
Yeah, but Bridesmaids never went that far, you know. It sort of...
I think
There was a girl
became
doing a
different
shit in the
movie.
street. That was pretty...
Yeah, but it was marketed as that, but it wasn't.
Okay.
Anyway,
David and Margaret
It's not as
gave
good
that
as-
half a star.
yeah, it's
Between them?
That was generous.
really weird, but it's
Oh, no.
quite amazing. I wanted to bring it up for Feminist Corner, you know, because
Okay.
it
We do have a feminist
has
corner.
four horrible female, at least maybe three or four horrible female characters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting because normally you don't have that with women. Women always have to be bubbly and lovable. But these
So it's
are-
just a bit like Hurly Burly.
It's a bit like Mean Girls.
Well, even in
yeah,
that,
but Mean Girls, they're
you've gotta
playing
come-
up a stereotype, right? This is they're
they just are nasty.
nasty characters that are just terribly flawed, but possibly more realistic than any other female characters ever created on screen.
Oh. Because your number
but
one
then-
female
so then I
character
was-
of all time was Sue, was it? From Glee?
No, yeah,
Yeah, it was. What? Don't you remember?
Sue
yeah.
from
No, it
Glee?
was her, Sue from Glee, and
You thought she was like the
the
best...
girl from Wedding Crashers,
Which one?
the Rachel McAdams. But maybe that's just because I like Rachel McAdams.
I think it's just because you like Rachel McAdams.
And but yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. It's worth watching just to see them try, and that's probably why I got half star. I reckon it's sexist that people give it half stars because it's got horrible characters. Like if you had horrible male characters like in Hangover, people love it.
Oh. You think it's a bit of...
Double standards.
Well... let's us four do a reenactment. We can do a script reading of the film, but make all the
Yeah.
characters male and see how people
Future
like it.
Scene.
I mean,
Future project.
James, in Safety Not Guaranteed, there was a Datsun 280Z, which is like...
That's it.
Yeah, that's
That
Or there
must
was
be
a
it.
Mercedes-Benz. Both of them were yellow. There's actually two yellow cars.
what? I'm pretty sure it's the Datsun.
It must be the Datsun.
It was an old beat. It's an old car.
Like this is a 77 something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was
75.
it.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty.
Yeah, the Datsun
Bit of
is
a
pretty
Fangin
amazing
car.
car.
Saw one of the best movies I've ever seen ever, which is Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh wow!
Did you see that?
I haven't
It's
seen it.
the most recent Wes Anderson film, and I think it's one of his best.
I've heard some people
was a bit
umming and
long.
ahhing about it.
It's a bit long, but other than that, I haven't seen the Roald Dahl one yet, which I need to fix that problem.
Which Roald Dahl film?
Yeah, which
The
one?
fox with the cider.
Oh, the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. Anyway, that Moonrise Kingdom, highly recommend that. Totally into it. I saw Rear Window.
What, the Hitchcock film?
Yeah,
Was that
which
good?
I've never seen, but everyone's like, "Oh, you'll like this because it's staring at people
Pervy.
through windows."
Yeah. Bit of a Great Gatsby.
And could you relate to it?
creepy.
And it's one of those films Campbell and I discussed this on Fang Tracks, the idea of seeing a film in context. Like, I thought it was a really good film, and it's like early 1950s, so same time around my other favourite old film, which is Roman Holiday. So obviously films just got good for me in the early 1950s. But what was that just mind-blowing when you saw it? Like, was there no films that actually just tried to...
But when I saw it back in the 50s.
Because it's a concept
What
film.
do you mean?
You know?
When I watched it,
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen Rear Window. I don't think I've seen many
Well,
Hitchcock
I
films at
could
all.
have
think I've
seen
only
it, but
one or
as
two.
soon as I found out, I wanted to wait till it was in like 1080p HD, and that's why I saw it. And it wasn't in the Criterions. I've had it in my favourites on iTunes for ages to watch, but it's been SD, and finally I reached the HD version. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll watch it, and it was worth watching. And it's a flawed film story wise, but it's really good.
Hitchcock did some high concept stuff.
Yeah, so
What's
is he
that
the
film?
first guy? Like Citizen Kane was like 1940s. Was he inspired by him? Was Hitchcock making films in the early 1940s?
I don't know. Well, he did that film Rope, I think, which is a film that's all one shot.
Oh, right.
So obviously there's things that he was
Yeah,
masking, like because the reels weren't that long.
Yeah.
But he did a full feature-length film that was one shot.
Yeah.
So that's kind of another. He was all high concept stuff with him.
Because the only other films I've seen are more been thrillers, not actual sort of film. And this was a thrill, but it was film-wise, it was high concept. I recommend that.
So Feminist Corner, I think we need to discuss something else.
Really?
Two
Is it
Tumblr accounts.
Pressing feminist.
Feminist agenda issues. Fred,
Why am I the go-to guy for feminist issues anyway? Yes.
because you haven't
You
brought a
always just-
single one to the table so far.
I brought the
James and I are
original
always
one.
bringing the meat.
I brought the original one.
What, science? It's a girl
It's a
thing.
girl thing.
Yeah, well, you haven't done anything since. You burdened us with this
One
area.
one joke pony.
So, we, nice guys of OkCupid
Yep.
and fedoras of OkCupid.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen fedoras.
Haven't you seen? Well,
but
bring it
someone
up
was talking.
because it's
Oh, no, I
even
have,
better
I have,
than
I have.
nice guys, I think. Because there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
So, do you want to break down what the sites are, or
I don't really know. My understanding was the whole. You don't just have to be a nice guy of OkCupid. You have to be a nice guy and then answer questions like, "Is interracial marriage okay? No, or should men be the head of the household?"
so?
Yes.
So the nice, yeah. Well, then, okay. So OkCupid's like a dating site online, and the nice guys of OkCupid is a Tumblr site that collects content from users who proclaim that they are nice guys. So in their description of themselves, they'll say, "I'm a nice guy," so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
And then either in their description or in their kind of questionnaire preferences, they'll display obvious signs that they're not actually nice guys. So it's,
Right.
I'm a nice guy, and
But
then
you're
is it
being
ever okay
prejudiced,
to hit a woman? Yes.
No, it's not that bad.
Okay, that's an example that I've made up. All right, but the
It
whole
seems
thing
like, should
is,
the man be head of the household? And they say yes. That doesn't mean he's not a nice guy.
But I think what
maybe-
it's collecting is
Yeah, I know, I
is
get
this
the
this
point.
this idea of the nice guy, and it's looking at that where this idea that some men have that if they're a nice guy, then that should get them a girlfriend, and that on sort of a relationship with a woman, you start as friends and then you wind up having sex with them, and there's that scale, and being a nice guy gets you along that scale from one end to the next. And so with this nice guy concept, they're often bemoaning, oh, girls say they want a nice guy like me, but they always go out with assholes. Why is that? But
they
not
usually
taking
have-
any responsibility for it
Wow.
themselves, that they're probably assholes or creepy.
But they don't
weirdos.
know they're assholes.
But that's what this site's helping them with
What's helping is now okay.
by outing them on the internet.
So everybody can laugh at them as
Yeah.
assholes.
So how do you guys feel about this?
that it exists, or
Yeah, that it's scraping out this content, that it's putting it out there in a humorous way. These guys are just looking for love, man.
It's not personalised, is it? I mean, it's unidentifiable, I guess. But they have photos of the people.
Yeah. So what if
That's
there was
a
a
bit-
picture of you?
Isn't it implicit that you'll be private? I guess no. The answer's
I don't know.
no,
it might
it's
be a
not.
public OK. I don't know how OkCupid
I guess
works.
if other people can read your
I mean, they're words you're putting out
yeah,
there, right?
but you're putting them out there to people who also are on the site and probably are a bit sheepish to be on there as well. So
Look, the world is moving towards online romance. You know, this is how depraved we've become. But I think, that like in the real world, there's going to be the schmuck in the corner who can never get a girl is the same schmuck who's online telling everyone he's a nice guy without being able to actually substantiate it in any sort of meaningful way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all for this website in terms of what it's doing to expose these so-called nice guys, because everyone needs a helping hand, and what's wrong with public humiliation?
I love it.
But I mean, some people have a bad way with words, and then there's people like me at the opposite end of the spectrum who were born with one skill, and that's talking out of their ass. So I do feel for people who can't articulate in the written word, because that's, with the way the internet is changing the dating scene. I mean, I'm not speaking from experience. I don't know what goes on in the hetero world, but, it's
freaky, Matt. We get crazy freaky.
This is more common now, and I feel for people who can't express themselves online. And what I hear is, the people who do have a successful online matchmaking, it's because they put something in their description with subtlety, or a subtle cue to, I like this artist, or what about that scene in that film, or and then because there are thousands of people trawling thousands of these profiles, eventually someone who may get that reference gets it, and then there's a connection, or there's a spark or something. So that's the way it seems to work in successful cases that I've heard about. So I do fear for people who, the best they can come up with is, I'm a nice guy, but it's okay to slap bitches around.
Is anyone honest
on those sites?
Yeah.
I don't know.
is there a douchebag as well?
I've been thinking about this.
I don't know. Maybe.
If I went on and started a dating profile,
Why aren't you on? If I was as single as you, I'd be on there.
If I was as single as you, is there a spectrum of single?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
and I listed my deal breakers,
Your deal break. See, don't do that.
but isn't that lying?
You're up front,
No.
James. You're up front. But it depends if you want to string a woman along, or if you actually want to find a
What are your
compatible
deal
partner.
breakers? Bad hair.
I might have to write a list, because I actually
Minimum
had
hair.
some deal breakers that I was thinking of
Minimum
putting on.
Sparse.
Not
hair.
enough volume of hair.
Yeah. Flat, lifeless hair. You want James' ideal woman is a Pantene Pro V model.
Probably. I like them clean and nice hair.
Yep.
That's really.
That's it.
That's not asking too much. General hygiene and one attribute, hair. That's pretty nice. Oh, nice guy.
There's more like I'm talking about like conceptual, like ideas. Like I was thinking, what was one deal breaker I had the other day? Like
You came up with a new one the other day.
yeah,
He just
I
had the
should've-
list out. He was going through it.
I
What do I
should've-
hate in women again? Oh, that's right.
I
this
should
thing.
have written it down, because I've
You
now
should have.
forgotten
Have you
it.
got your list?
I think it's related. It's somehow related to what you would do. Like anyone who, what was it? It's just like anyone who said to me,
I want to procreate. That's my deal breaker.
I can't remember.
Okay. Just going back to the nice guys of OkCupid site. Here's their sort of Tumblr description of the blog, and it's written as though they were one of the nice guys. Hello, I'm such a nice guy. I do not understand why girls don't like me. It must be because I'm too nice. Yes, that's it. Definitely. It couldn't be any other reason. Oh man, maybe I should just become an asshole to stop myself being friend-zoned. I'm so nice. I'm sick of all these fucking bitches choosing assholes over me. They're so shallow. Those stupid whores. Oh. Yeah.
So,
So it's that
But
sort
what
of
a
thing.
sad, sex-starved puppy.
what about fedoras of OkCupid? Because that's just mean, isn't it? Because
Now.
they're just like
Now.
they're not being. There's nothing there. They're just misguided.
No, there's a wonderful article I read which talks about the correlation between nice guys and this cult of nice guy isms and the wearing of a fedora.
Oh, this sounds like a bunch of.
No
bullshit.
way. It's brilliant. It's genius, and you guys should definitely read it. Should have put it in the show notes. But it's talking about how this nice guy attitude comes from this concept, this outdated concept of if I do A, B, C in the right order of this, to being a nice guy, then the girl will be obliged to be in a romantic engagement with me, right?
Yeah.
So it's saying, if I'm nice, she should have sex with me.
Debatable.
Not
but yeah.
everyone gets off on nice.
Yeah.
What is this?
What is this
What is this
niceness?
default position that nice is going to get you laid or get you a girlfriend?
Well, that's true about any position, then, right? I mean, there's no if there was a universal way to get laid, everyone would be doing it all the time.
Of course. And I mean,
But people are individuals.
and it's
Yeah.
not as binary as you're nice or you're asshole.
No,
Like-
of course not. But that's what the nice guys are thinking. And they're
Nice-
thinking,
nice can
I
also-
should be more of an asshole to pick up chicks. That's how girls get picked up.
No. Just be less wimpy and less pathetic. Because, I mean,
Hey.
that's what nice seems to connotate to me. It's
So
such
the
a nothing
fedora
word
wearing
anyway.
seems to be a go-to item of clothing to signify that the wearer is a nice guy, is of the old school, a little bit charming, a little bit dapper, a little bit suave, still holds doors open, but actually falling into this trap of being a nice guy. So
Sounds like try
this-
hard preppy.
Is this Joey
Yeah.
Jeremiah's fault?
probably.
Did he start all this?
They had fedoras before.
He
Joey
wasn't a
Jeremiah.
nice guy, though.
But he tried to come off as a nice guy.
Yeah, but he was an actual not. Oh,
This is we're
he
talking
was
about
actual roguish
We're
and
talking
charming.
about Degrassi Junior High.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was roguish and charming and handsome. The girls loved him. Or did they? Did they not love him?
No.
Maybe he
But
was a nice guy.
I think he had there were episodes where he did all these nice things and he expected to get it.
Yeah, I
to
remember.
make out.
He was
and-
he was all Mr. Charming and everyone in his face, but then when it actually came to actually being on a date with a girl, he couldn't get any luck.
And the other thing with the nice guy thing is that there's so they often fall into this default position of being a friend. They talk about being friend zoned,
Friend zoned.
whereby the girl puts them in the friend zone. And I'm always being friend zoned. I want to be in the bone zone. Some of those
Is that what the opposite's called?
Yeah, some guys are on their site say, I'm always in the friend zone, never in the bone zone. All right, if you're talking about bone zones, you got a problem. Now where was I going? The friend zone.
You want a bone zone.
Bone zone. It's a maze of insanity, is basically what it is. Oh,
A little bit mean though, but it's still mean to the fedora wearers because they're
they're all in
misguided.
it. They're all in it together.
No, because the nice guys of OkCupid, it's people who are trying to come across as nice and actually being assholes. Your whole thing about against the fedora wearers is that they're just trying to be nice.
So but
you're
they are
bidding
the
them.
nice guys, but they wear fedoras.
But that's not a crime. I mean, being an asshole is like a negative thing, but they're just fedora
Yeah,
wearers.
but they're nice guys in bad hats, basically. They do Top Hat Tuesday too, where they troll OkCupid for guys
How
in
many
top hats.
people are they
Lots.
I would probably wear a top hat.
Oh, you're probably a nice guy.
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirts of OkCupid for James?
Yeah.
But I
For the
have been
listeners.
wondering if there are other tumblers of like princesses of OkCupid or something, where it's a girl saying, I'm a bit of a princess, this. What do you like to do on the weekend? Oh, get shit-faced and, eat KFC. Or something
Opportunity,
like that.
Cam. We'll add that to the $5.
But is
thing.
that, are we just are we challenging the status quo with that?
Is that where the,
Are we
is this
progressing
the
anything?
feminism hook you've come up with? That why isn't there a women of OkCupid who are insane?
Yeah.
No, this is a tangent. I've finished one
Okay,
conversation,
yeah.
I'm starting the next one.
I think because I would assume, well, maybe not, that the men, the stereotype for these sites are lonely men. So there's probably a million of them. Finding lonely women on these websites might not be as easy. as it sounds.
Maybe that could be a project for you when you get to Colorado. Start a new
Look up
Tumblr.
lonely women on the
Lonely
internet.
women who
Don't you
locate
love that?
Cupid.
This is a question I've been wanting to pose to you guys for Feminist Corner. Right. Is there...
Says that.
Do you think there is such... And this could be the topic of the Tumblr. Do you think there's such a... do you think such a person exists that fits this example I'm about to give? Like a stunningly beautiful woman, like 10 or 11 out of 10 on the scale, who doesn't abuse the power of her beauty. Do you think that such a person exists?
Yes.
Because, they're kind of like a superhero. You know how, like, it's like with great power comes great responsibility.
There must also.
What do you mean by abuse it?
Well, I'll give you an
Right.
example. It
Is
happened
this
to
from
me
someone?
today.
Not really
Today,
that.
Fred, at the Belgian beer bar.
You
Yes.
abused your beauty?
No, this blonde woman. I'd already let one person push in front of me, and then this blonde beauty came. She sidled up, and this young guy behind the bar sprung an instant hard-on for her and went straight to serve her, made a beeline for her. I felt so old and ugly, Fred.
Yeah.
I don't feel old and ugly very often,
But that's not necessarily.
she abused her position.
But that's-
there were legitimately old and ugly people waiting as well, who'd been waiting longer than me. And this stupid young guy behind the bar just was
But
so
isn't it his
aroused.
fault? Because it's not like
Yeah,
she could have said, "Oh, sorry, mate."
She should have, but she that was the calculated thing behind what she did, because she actually didn't say, "Oh, these people were waiting," and it was a busy bar, and the bartender was young, he was inexperienced, he didn't know how to do his job properly, and she sidled in with her sex appeal, and pushed in brazenly. I had a right mind to tell her off. I nearly did.
You old man.
Yes.
Oh, you young blondie whippers.
There is not a single stunningly beautiful woman that just can't keep it in the holster.
What do you mean by that?
What, her privilege, her beauty
Well,
privilege?
I think the ones that do not abuse that sort of sexual power that they have, you just want to hate them. They're just too.
You sounds like you want to hate all beautiful women.
I'm not a misogynist, but they're just too nice. They're just too
Nice.
The other
Beautiful
day-
girls.
because they're the ones who don't realize that they're actually harnessing that sexual power.
But then
and
they're
all that
harnessing it
beauty.
even more because then they get you even more because they're so nice. And you're just like,
that's why you want to hate them.
yeah.
The other day, I started to think that maybe I am like a woman hater, like a misogynist.
Wow, revelations
But then
in Feminist Corner.
But then I sort of just started to...
confession
I had
booth,
to
here we
sit
go.
down and think about it.
Did you make a list? Did you check your list of things you hate in women?
Well, he was just adding another
Yeah.
entry to what I
He's
hate
like,
about women.
wait, I'm on to page 400 here. Oh,
Then
no.
I worked on it for about half a day in my brain. I came to the conclusion I just hate everyone, Like,
Oh, you're an equal opportunity
That's
hater.
fine.
You're allowed to
That's
hate
fine.
everyone.
it was just all these things that I hate about women. I probably also hate about men. It's just not on my mind.
You don't think about it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So you streamline your hatred amongst sexes.
But yeah, so I wonder if there's such a woman exists, because if you had that power, it's like this little secret that you have that you can just a special key to get into.
It doesn't always work though. It's not foolproof.
No, but the act of trying it and
No, I don't know.
like, but how do they find out it doesn't always work? They have to have tried it.
Tried and failed.
Yeah.
Just tap, tap, tap. Just keep edging away at that surface, and eventually you'll find something you hate about them. Eventually.
Well,
I don't think Feminist Corner's gone really wonky tonight.
You're trying to be a misogynist. No, you're trying to convince him against women.
Misogyny corner. We need to have misogyny corner to balance out feminist.
Well, I need to go
corner.
to the toilet.
even in a woman that you think is flawless, you will eventually find a flaw.
Yeah.
It happened with me. This woman turned me. I was totally in love with her. I thought we just wanted to move to the south of France and have babies. And But eventually I found flaws. And
Was this
and
Nigella Lawson?
This was not Nigella Lawson. It's a real life person that I know.
She is real life. Don't tell me she's made up.
No, she's not made up, but I don't know her in my life. But this other woman I do. But eventually, I...
I'm going to still poo under the tree.
No, the other one.
This one?
Yeah.
Sorry.
The point I'm making is sometimes it can all be a facade. So it's just a matter of time before that crumbles away and you can see through all of the shit.
Very bitter, Matt.
I am
Very,
bitter,
very
Fred.
bitter.
I make no apologies about it.
Now, Matt, you live in Sydney.
I do.
For people...
Don't say where.
No, but for people listening, 'cause more of our listeners are American or
Yes.
Eastern European.
Eastern European listeners.
Oh yeah, like 20 or 30 or so.
Kay's listening from the grey.
Sydney and Perth on opposite sides of the continent. They're pretty much on the same latitude, right? But different longitudes.
Well, the interesting thing about Sydney is you can drive there from Texas. What? It's closer.
Oh, right.
It's closer to America.
There's no way it's closer to America, Matt.
Sydney than Perth.
Oh, closer to America.
Yeah, closer to
okay.
America. Yeah, not connected to America. No, there is an ocean in between.
What's happening in Sydney?
I was in Sydney last week.
You
well,
were.
two or 3 weeks
I'm very
ago.
sorry I missed you.
I think we
Fred.
asked you,
That's
you're
okay.
like,
I was very busy.
I spent my whole time at a physics conference, so I could not tell you what was going on.
you didn't. What was your transfers like?
inundated.
Did you go to the CAS?
I went to Darling Harbour for the conference dinner.
I did. I went. Did you have dinner on the boat?
No,
Did you go on the harbour?
no.
No harbour.
Physics conference. I went to Coogee Beach. It was really nice. I love the rock pools in Sydney. They don't have them in Perth. Like they've got the beach, and then they've at the ends of the headlands they've got the rock pools. Really like
Where the
them.
beaches are smaller, it's not just one continuous stretch of sand. And my favourite beach is entirely rocks. Because there's no children that
That's
go
not
there.
a beach.
No
then, Matt.
families.
That's a cliff.
It's where all the cool kids go. It's more of a take a six-pack and hang out on a Sunday afternoon beach than a, go for a swim and take get all sandy and... Well.
Would you go in the water?
Yeah, you can snorkel there.
Oh, okay.
There's great little reefs and you can swim around. And it's good.
What's the lifestyle like? What's the lifestyle that you're living in Sydney compared to living in the suburbs in Perth?
The lifestyle.
But do you have a car?
I don't have a car. I don't need a car. I go everywhere by taxi or bicycle
What about public transport?
or walking. Public transport's shithouse. Absolutely shithouse. You got a better public transport system in Perth, to be honest.
What? How far would you have to be before you taxi? Like across town? If you need to go to somewhere north of the harbour.
I never go north of the harbour, Fred.
Is that like
What
south of the?
for?
It's like south of the river.
Yeah, but even more divided. Even more divided. Like never. Like maybe once, twice a year, I go over there for something.
Okay.
And there's north. In terms of Sydney and the way it's set up as a city, there's the eastern suburbs and all the beaches, and that's the cool part of town. And then there's the inner west, which is where all the Melbourne wannabes live, kind of all the alternites.
Yep.
But there's great food, there's great culture, there's great live music, there's all that kind of stuff, in the inner city and in the inner west. But then, I mean, the western suburbs just stretch for so many kilometres all the way out to the mountains. And then on the north side, the two sort of areas are the North Shore, which is the harbour bit, and then the northern beaches. And that's like, it's basically all suburbia. The lower North Shore bit is very, very pretty suburbia, but there's just nothing there.
I lived in Roseville for 3 months.
Roseville, where's that?
North
That's
of Chatsfield, just one stop north of Chatsfield.
Suburbia.
Yep. It's nice.
Now, Matt, going back to OkCupid, have you heard of a service called Grindr?
I have.
Do you use
Oh,
it?
everybody's on that, but
Yeah.
it's not very effective.
No.
Why isn't it effective? I thought it'd be super effective.
Well, that's what I heard. I heard
I don't
that
really know
in
these things, though.
Toronto, you can be in Toronto. You're 800 meters. Anywhere you are in Toronto, you're 800 meters from getting a blowjob within the half hour.
It's good for getting random sex,
Yeah.
yes, but
that's it.
But it depends how desperate you
Yeah.
are. It depends how low you're willing to stoop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think it's the same with OkCupid.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, if
Pretty
you, live,
open.
if you live where I live, where there is a high concentration of LGBTI diversity,
Yeah.
then yeah, there's people everywhere.
So they use these new digital tools.
There's a play about it.
All right.
Have you heard the
Is that intersex?
Confessions of a Grindr Addict? About people who and I do know people who have become obsessed with it. And to the
Is it
point
just
of
photos of
distraction,
cocks?
and people. No, it's not just.
Was
photos.
it you that kept talking about your
There's a whole-
friends? set
There's
up
a whole. There's a
Grindr?
whole variety.
Yeah.
You know, like there's.
One of my friends at work, she's got Grindr, but she's a girl, a heterosexual
Well,
girl.
why doesn't she have Blender?
Oh, it's Blender for ladies.
No, Blender's for buys.
Oh. Well, she
Buys?
has...
What?
So
what
for
sex
closet,
is
it's for
sex-
closeted
what sex?
gays.
Oh, okay.
Oh. No, she just does it to get, like, photos of guys' dicks and things.
Then there's Scruff, which is for more manlier men. So
Oh.
that's the one I use.
Oh, is it?
And it has an app or is it a
Grindr's,
website?
it's same as Grindr, but Grindr's like it's.
Is it for bears?
The technology is always increasing and diversifying.
I'm just going on the App Store.
Like
What's it called? Scruff.
the
I've never heard of this.
Do they have to say what it is? Or is there... Didn't they just allude to it?
Do they
I
say
don't know
it's a
what the
social
Apple policy
networking
of-
app?
Yeah.
They
Or do
probably
they say?
do.
Scruff.
the
Gay guys.
The Blender one, the Grindr one tends to be for more plastic Twinkie A gays.
What's an A gay?
An A gay is someone who's very, very plucked, preened,
Oh, okay.
gym body. You know, like looks like something out of a.
You're not allowed to say Twinkies anymore.
Out of a.
I don't think-
Out of a.
It's like,
you
it's like the
authority
N-word.
on this.
I think you saw that on adultmatchmaker.com.
Is that what they're promoting?
Meet millions of scruff gay guys in your neighborhood and around the world. Some scruff guys are bears, some are jocks, and
But
some
how
are
do
just
they
guys.
vet that? Do they, you take a photo
No,
of yourself,
but
it goes to the admin, he goes, all right, you're on Scruff.
No, it'd be self-identifying, surely.
Oh, I don't know.
There's no police that go like, you're not
No.
scruffy enough.
I guess you see a
No,
photo
no.
of them. I don't know how they do these things.
You-
It's just catering to a different market. It's like there's different bars for different.
Has
types
anyone
of,
even tried to make a hetero one
You
of
know,
these?
there's a.
I thought
there's-
OkCupid.
Grindr
and
just
it's
recently
crap.
allowed.
The thing you
heteros
need to
on,
understand
I think.
is there's like, just because gay people are like 10% of the population doesn't mean that there's any less diversity within.
Do we know that?
within
Yeah.
that segment of the community that identifies as gay and lesbian, as there is within the hetero community? You know?
Yeah.
It's just as diverse.
No, you're all the same.
You just want to put us all in a box.
Sorry, when you said LGBTI, is
yes.
I for intersex?
Intersex.
Because I've never heard the I on the
I
end.
am the elected spokesperson
No, don't say it.
and the convener of the. No, this is I can tell you this. I
Oh.
can tell you this. I am the elected spokesperson on LGBTI issues for the Greens, New South Wales. I am.
Wow, really?
Yes.
That's
Do they
pretty
have
cool.
a ballot for it?
Yes, the party has elected me to that job.
Wow.
So I talk to the media about those issues. So far, I've talked to the media this many times.
Is that because they don't want to hear
we're-
about it?
But I'm
or-
happy to talk about
We're
it.
the
now.
media. So
We're
that's
media?
why.
Yeah, we're media. I mean, I'm
talking about
You were
Yeah.
on Feminist Corner.
Yeah.
God. I was not speaking on behalf of the party when I talked on Feminist Corner. Okay?
That needs to go at the start of the show,
This
Matt.
is why
You need to indemnify yourself now.
This is why you can't say.
This publication is brought to you by the
any
Greens Party.
personal-
No, we have a working group too for sex, sexual identity. No, what is it? Sex.
Sexuality? Sexual identity?
Sexuality and gender identity.
Just to get on, because LGBTI now.
Lesbian, gay,
By
bisexual,
Transsexual,
transgender, and
transgender.
intersex.
how
So
many more will they add? I just gotta.
Yeah, well,
'Cause, I mean,
this
it's
is-
sort of
this is
exploding and-
this is something I've had to get across in my spokesperson role, and we also have a working group that I convene, and so intersex people are born that way, and like at least 1 in 100 people are born
It's really high.
with an intersex condition. It's a lot higher than we ever thought.
And lots of people are intersex
And-
without ever knowing. Like, it's really, like,
Yep.
the biological difference between male and female. can
Wait,
be
are we
really
talking
blurry.
genetic or physical?
We're talking
Or mental?
hermaphrodites and people who are, of mixed sexual gender that can't be. But we have a binary gender system. You're either male or female. And so what's traditionally happened is a doctor at birth has chopped off a little underdeveloped penis or opened up a vagina or, made you either male or female if you're born with any sort of indication that you're in between.
Yeah.
So that you fit in that binary system. And now what's happening is we're having an emerging body of law and policy that's coming out saying, well, that's wrong, and people should be able to just be who they are with that condition, and then it should be their right once they reach adulthood to decide if they want to become male or female, or have the option to have an intersex status as their sex.
But it's like about genital integrity as
what
well.
is
like
So
for a
compared
child.
to
so if they had to-
transgender people are either males or females who then choose to identify as the alternative, as a different sex, and that includes cross-dressing, transgenderism, all of those sorts of things. But intersex is about actual biology, and actually, basically, it comes down to your bits and pieces, to put it bluntly.
So if the doctor... So if the child was born intersex and the doctor could either then and there pick one and the child would grow up with fully developed and functional genitalia, or the doctor could say no, but then the child grows up with neither functional genitalia. I mean, what?
It's not
isn't it a
just to
bit
do with
sort
the genitalia. It's to do with the hormones. It's to do with the mental conditioning of that person. So if they, and you can't tell at birth whether that person's eventually going to grow up to identify more as male or more as female.
There's all sorts of
and if the doctor
amazing cases.
interferes and thinks,
Yeah.
I mean, this is conventional wisdom was that they thought they were doing the right thing by the infant by putting them into one sex category or the other. But now we're finding that it's just. There's a case in the federal court at the moment where a 10-year-old child has taken out an injunction against their parents to restrain the administration of hormones to turn them from male to female, which is what the parents want to do in accordance with the doctor's advice. And the court has actually upheld in favour of the child, saying, well, it's the child's decision about how they eventually identify with their sex. But most intersex people want to have that intersex status as a separate sex status. They don't want to have to put on their passport, I'm male or female. And
if you've got 1 in 100 a population of 1 in 100 that falls into
they're
that
a big enough category.
Huge.
Yeah,
it's enormous.
And marriage equality and the struggle for gay rights is the last battle of human rights, people say. But I think it's intersex rights, and as an activist, I'm much more interested in fighting for intersex people to have the dignity to be recognised for who they are. I think that I'm just a bit over the whole marriage equality thing. I mean, it's just such a no-brainer that we should have it for people who want it. I mean, in my personal case, why the hell would anyone ever want to get married? But that's me. It's not about my personal choices. It's about the availability of the right for everyone.
Yep. But lots of intersex.
But what I'm saying is the
subtle.
next struggle should be, and the next thing we should all be focused on is intersex rights, and I think that will come.
Yeah. But a lot of it's subtle as well, or internal intersex kind of genitalia and things, isn't it? Like it's not always outwardly displayed in an infant.
True.
When a person is intersex.
True.
So, like, I read a case where a man was having trouble conceiving with his wife, and they were doing tests, and he had ovaries inside of him that he never knew about. And so that flipped his entire world upside down, because he never knew he was intersex, and the doctors never knew, because why would you,
Maybe I'm intersex.
Well, nobody knows. Well, that's the thing. You don't know. But there's blurry lines, So you're clear on the intersex.
It's like with all things. It's a spectrum. You're not just
you know
one
what
or
a
the
lesbian
other.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just an ever-expanding stable of
Look,
acronyms.
being gay or lesbian is pretty boring, and it's pretty easy compared to being intersex or trans or anything like that. So
It's pretty white bread nowadays, Matt.
Yeah,
Boring.
It's pretty vanilla.
it's blasé.
If there's apps for it.
Yeah, if you're a targeted demographic from a large corporation.
You might find more intersex people on Blender. I don't know.
Blender.
Blender.
Get on there.
Matt, now do you if you had a life partner, right, but you obviously weren't married because you can't get married, and they were in an accident and you want to visit them in hospital, would it be hard for you to see them?
Oh, I don't know, James. I don't want a life partner. What do I want to have to take care of someone for?
You deal
I
with
can
these.
barely manage myself.
Yeah, but you. I realize that on a personal level, but you have to manage these issues. You represent these issues for other people. Is that an issue?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what rights do a
Look, James, we have to work within the system. It's about incremental change. So even though marriage is a completely outmoded system, which is an institution that is failing more couples than it's working for, it's necessary for gay and lesbian people to achieve equality in terms of those rights than to do what I would prefer to do, the ultimate thing, just overhaul the whole system, let the churches keep the concept of marriage and tradition and all of that wank that goes along with it, and then have a different secular system that is non-discriminatory for the state to allow couples, like the way the French do. So they say to the couple, you define your relationship before the law, before secular society. So you say, yes, we are in a relationship now, and it's going to affect us in terms of common property, children, wills and intestacy, all those sort of things. Or we say, no, it's just a basic sort of ceremonial thing. And we only want it to be a ceremonial unification of us in a relationship and just a public declaration before the state.
But
so you give the couple the power and the autonomy to actually determine how their relationship will be defined before the law, rather than saying, this is marriage, this is the concept, and you opt in or you opt out.
Yeah.
Because if you want people to actually unify, to have a solid relationship, which is something that I agree with the British Prime Minister, we want to encourage people to do for their own prosperity and happiness and economic well-being and a whole range of other factors, then I think it's only right and proper that you actually give the couple the autonomy to define that in terms of how they are, and that can only be done if you have a secular system which provides for that, and the current arrangements don't.
You have to abolish the Marriage Act, or you have to include everyone in it. There's no there's no greys here. There's one or the other.
But I mean, we have a system in Australia of de facto, what in America they call common law, which by definition, if you're not married, you're still in a relationship for the purposes of law, for the purposes of children, for wills,
Can
for
you
common
choose
property.
to not be de facto?
No, you can't.
That's a bit
If you've been in
stupid.
a relationship with someone for 3 months, you are in a de
3
facto
months?
relationship. Yes.
3
For
months.
the purposes of assessment before the taxation department, before, if your partner...
Didn't you know you guys were de facto?
No, I've not been. I thought it would be like 2 or 3 years.
Okay,
so
but
the government
you
says
don't-
if you go out with a girl for 3 months, boom, you're de facto.
Yep.
Damn.
So again,
Hard.
again, this is something we want to get rid of. We want to say it's up to the couple to make a declaration to the state that this is our
you're sounding a
relationship,
bit
this is how
hesitant,
it's
Fred.
defined.
No, because the next person I meet who's like, I've just met this girl. It's probably been going out for like 4 months now. I'll be like, boom, you're de facto in the eyes of the law.
Yep.
Yeah, what a downer you are, Fred.
So
I could be great, you're de
okay. So
facto,
Fred probably does have a de facto
Congratulations.
de facto partner, but obviously
America doesn't do that.
Campbell, who has
Hey.
I assume a life partner and has a child,
Yeah, I've got a de facto partner.
but
too.
you're not married.
No, we're not.
Does he have more rights than someone in a homosexual relationship, de facto relationship?
No, you see, this is where John Howard got really, really nasty, because he changed the law to say gay people couldn't get married, but he was always fully willing to give them de facto status. because then they're captured. Then a couple is captured for the purposes of tax, and their tax liability is great. So when Kevin Rudd came in and abolished all the other 69 forms of discrimination in Commonwealth laws against homosexual couples, he actually made it worse for gay. He extended more rights, but that captured more responsibilities for gay people. So, for example, youth allowance. If you're living with someone, your youth allowance was assessed differently in those days, right? But it never took into account gay couples. But then when Kevin Rudd changed the law to remove that discrimination, suddenly it captured gay couples. So then they were down at Centrelink, they were asking, oh, well, this person you're living with, are you in a relationship with them? Every time it was someone two people of the same sex, whereas they only used to ask that if it was people of opposite sexes. So, I don't know.
Because in America, it's a lot more important because they don't have that de facto...
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Who doesn't have de facto?
De facto status is not presumed automatically in America.
Yeah,
so that for them, marriage is really important because they don't get rights. You can't visit your partner in the hospital if they're in an accident.
Did you just watch Philadelphia?
No, I was listening to the podcast.
Look, I think of the situation, I mean, I'm not an expert on America, but I imagine it would be different in different states.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, but
so what's a common law marriage then? Because you're saying de facto and common law are equivalent, but now you're saying there's no such thing as de facto. Common law is the term they use in Canada and in the United States for de facto. Oh, okay.
Definitely in Canada. Like a common law marriage. It's not a real marriage. It's before the law. It's a presumption.
Oh, okay.
So it's where the law makes a lot of presumptions, and that's one of them. If you've been living together with someone, cohabitating for a certain period of time, you make the presumption that you're a married couple.
Okay. It's a bit presumptuous. Not even grandmas do that.
The law likes making presumptions, Fred. Otherwise, just have a lot of people flouting tax and responsibilities to children and all these other legal responsibilities because they're not technically married, because they haven't actually done it in a church.
You shouldn't do it in a church, I think.
Sacrilegious.
Tell us about this lady, Matt, that you're going to move to Paris with.
No, the south of France.
Can you?
Well, she's very beautiful. She's Belgian. She runs marathons. Very svelte figure. Ticks a lot of my boxes as far as ladies go. I'm not often willing to turn.
Okay.
But every now and then someone really
Turns.
And she has this de facto partner who I think is I think maybe her beard.
Oh.
What is that? What does that mean?
I think he might be a fag.
Oh, okay.
Who's hanging out with her just to give the impression.
Oh, this is what people have put out there. This is what people have put out there, and I don't want to decry him because he's a wonderful guy, and so is she. But you know, they've been at parties, and my ex-lesbian friend was sussing her out and going, "Yep, definitely, I smell homosexuality." But this woman, she tells me, like, this is the whole thing, and I'm thinking, wow, like, I would be asking you out if you didn't have this beard.
Really?
And, yeah, really. Well, I was to the point where I was like, I'm sexually attracted to you. What have I got to lose? Like,
Wow, nothing.
Why not just go for it? You know, I don't want for any sort of picture perfect thing, Fred. So for me, it's just all about experimentation and increasing my life experience.
It feels good.
So I thought, why not? But then, you know, and then the killer thing was, she was like, yeah, I was in a relationship with a woman for 5 years before I was with this guy. I was just like, okay, so if I'm bisexual and you're definitely bisexual, it could probably definitely work. It was even more like.
So the killer thing was.
Wait, so that made it.
The killer thing was she was previously a lesbian.
They made it more likely or less likely?
I think so. That she'd potentially fuck a gay guay. Yeah.
But if you're fucking her,
Fred, it's all fluid.
No, he's
There's a lot
saying it's a
more
good thing.
fluidity in
He's
my
saying it's a good
world.
thing.
Okay, it's.
He was saying it's a good thing.
Yeah, I know, but I don't understand, but anyway.
Your head looks like it's spinning off its shoulder.
I would have thought.
It's your
If you're as a guy,
coming out.
as a guy,
Okay,
as a guy, you'd want the best chance you'd have would be someone who was totally attracted to guys. So she's maximally attracted to you. But now she's saying, I'm 50% attracted to women, 50% attracted to guys. So it's like you're halving the amount of attraction that she has towards you.
The
possibly.
mathematics.
Yeah, it's the mathematics. Isn't
But
it?
maybe it signifies that she has a high sex drive and she's willing to fuck anything, Fred. Maybe
guess I didn't think about it that way.
it
I'm not really
means that,
sharp when it
that
comes
the
to this
chances of were just expanded, that the field of opportunity was increased,
Because she's up for anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Flexible, fluid, willing to go anywhere, do anyone.
Has she moved back to France?
Is that a like a feature? Not a feature.
What, fluid?
Fluidity is that a big part of being
LGBTI?
gay? LGBTI, yeah.
See, we're getting good at saying it. We should have an LGBTI corner.
Oh
Go with
God,
that. I'll start one up.
yeah, I'm gone, so you can start all the LGBTI camels if you want.
Fred, you have to think of. It actually got me think. This was a year or a year and a half ago, and it actually got me thinking so much. I read a book about bisexuality, and
Was it called The Omnivore's Dilemma?
it wasn't called The Omnivore's Dilemma.
Is that a book or?
That is a book,
Oh, okay.
but it's about being an omnivore. But I thought it was appropriate.
Although
Sorry.
I did get a complimentary menorah this Hanukkah, and then I got a book from the shop that's called Twice Blessed on Being Gay, Lesbian, and Jewish. But I was reading this book, and it actually the founding theorem is that sexuality exists on a scale. So very few people are exclusively heterosexual or exclusively homosexual. Most people are somewhere in between, And so on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being homosexual and 10 being heterosexual, 5 would be your classic bisexual, who has sex with both sexes and relationships with both sexes. If you say, closer towards the heterosexual end of the spectrum, well, maybe you've kissed someone of the same sex a couple of times, but you haven't actually fucked anyone of the same sex, and you've only had relationships with people of the opposite sex. And the same if you're like me, further down the homosexual end of the spectrum. But most people are not exclusively at one end or another, and I think that's pretty accepted theory. Maybe you can explore that further.
Fred.
Future
I was just
LGBTI corners.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
I think so. I think.
So you're saying that if you wanted to have, if you were heterosexual,
It's just like, give me some bearing here. I just can't.
but couldn't your logic work for a heterosexual guy? If she's like, I'm also bi, you're kind of saying she's a little bit loose and up for anything. That as a heterosexual guy, you'd have a better chance as well. That's what you're saying?
Chances. You're going back to the nice guy thing. I mean, I think it's more just about human connection.
Yeah, Fred. Come on, you sound like a
and-
nice guy,
and-
man.
and-
This is LGBTI corner.
You'd have a higher
And sexual spark and
higher chance of having sex with her. Because she's a little loose. So you're saying that as a gay guy that because she's also a lesbian, she might have sex with you even though you're gay. That doesn't make any sense, but that's a whole other story.
I mean,
but I'm saying
she
that you're saying
has-
she's a bit loose, so she might be more up for
I
anything.
mean, she has a healthy, open,
Approach to
productive sexuality. That's willing to propagate new relationships, left, right,
James,
and
did
centre.
But so you do
on
agree that
every aspect
you do
of that
agree with
scale.
what you
Totally
said would
shredded that
work
cork,
for
haven't you?
a heterosexual
Stop
guy.
what you're doing. What have you done?
So James is penetrating the cork in the corner.
Oh. Somehow you managed to make
buzzwilling
that.
the cork.
I'm opening. I'm opening a
What was that? He's
12-year-old?
buzzwilling it.
12-year-old.
Troy Buswell sniffed a chair seat. So from now on, if you sniff the cork, it's called buzzwelling it.
Troy Buswell.
I'm opening a 12-year-old bottle of wine, so there's a good chance that it's
Corked.
crap. and it doesn't smell so. The cork doesn't smell so good.
Do you have a blender?
But I'll let it breathe. I'll let it breathe.
Blend it. Remember the experiment we did?
It worked.
That's right.
And it worked. Yep, thank you. That's the experiment. Blending wine using like a hand mixer.
All right, that's right. You
Mixing wand, a blending wand.
You need a better word. I think like
aerate it.
enhanced aeration or accelerated aeration.
Accelerated aeration. Okay, yeah.
Sounds
But you
better.
you blend it essentially. You aerate it, but it's just the principle of aeration, and it made the wine. Everyone agreed better.
It was really shitty wine to begin with. Like, this is like a box of wine.
That's the thing.
Yeah, but we can think about.
But it's like
it
it's like
wasn't-
taking a $3
here's an
box
idea,
of wine
Campbell.
up to a $4 bottle of wine.
Oh,
You should pre-blend the box of wine. Sell it pre-blended.
No, it has to be done on the
no,
spot.
it has to be done.
does
It's
it?
like,
because then it
it's like
resettles.
decanting into a carafe. It just allows the wine to breathe and aerate.
I prefer to aerate with a
That's what I
blender.
need.
That's why wine wanks get their glass and like spin it round and
Yeah.
you know.
Get a carafe, James. They're
Smell the
not difficult
pepper.
to get.
I had them, but they've
You smashed them all, didn't you?
Were you doing
No.
experiments with drunkenness?
Yeah, it's the seat. What's wrong with it?
I'm peeling myself off it.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's a Donnelly River Cabernet Sauvignon from Pemberton.
Pemberton. Sounds like a really desertous region.
No, that's where the Gloucester tree is. It's all.
I've been to
Rainforest.
Donnelly River.
There's lots of rabbits.
I'll tell you where I went when I was down south, and if you're down there, I almost meant to tell you to take your young one there
Where to?
to Gnomesville. Have you been to Gnomesville?
No, I saw someone posting photos of Gnomesville. I didn't realise where it was. They put it on Instagram, and I had no idea where
Yeah.
Gnomesville was. It's down
It's
south.
near, it's near where my folks have their little farm down there.
Yeah.
And it started with one gnome in protest on this roundabout 20
Yeah.
years ago. And now, I had no idea. My folks were always going on about this Gnomesville. And I thought it was like a couple of hundred gnomes on the side of the street. There must be 10,000 gnomes in the bush. And there... a lot of them are just store-bought gnomes
Yeah.
with, a whole family or a whole cricket team or a whole little old ladies club have just written their name on each of the gnomes and put them in a little box or put them in a little shed or a little house they've constructed or whatever. But there were some really cool ones. There's the astrognome, who's in this like spacecraft that stands above this. And there's people who've brought gnomes from America and from all over Europe.
Oh.
There's Gnomi Campbell, who's been painted black when she's got like horse hair, like proper hair. I found 2 transvestite gnomes, a couple of cross-dressing ones. It is so cool.
Where is this?
Next time I'm down.
It's in
Definitely go.
it's down south. Near where my folks have their farm.
okay.
They'd always been going on about it. I had no idea it
It's
was
like
so big.
a U-bend, a cul-de-sac, isn't it?
It was it's near a roundabout, but they've sort of merged it into the bush.
Yeah.
And there's little paths, and they're all arranged.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah, definitely going next time.
people go there and put a gnome.
Yeah, I'll make a gnome. Bring it
I've got a
down.
gnome you can borrow. Remember we bought that gnome with the pineapples?
Fred was just gesturing, making the gesture of cupping enormous breasts when he said that.
I think that's the idea was.
I don't remember buying a gnome with you. Sorry.
It's been in the backyard for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Do you remember my sexy gnome? The one that my grandmother made with the enormous breasts, and the breast was so large that she fell over and broke her head.
What?
Bubarella.
Yes, I do.
People occasionally commented that there was a physical likeness to Elena. Not on account of the breasts, but more on account of the nose.
That's even more
That's not going in Feminist Corner.
No, that's
Or
not-
LGBTI.
Oh, no.
We're not putting it in either. Oh, dear. Dear me.
Well, my nan and I had quite a discussion about that gnome the other day because
Oh.
the original thing was she made a male gnome who just looks so fucking smitten with himself.
She put huge
The
tits
other
on
ladies,
it.
no, the other ladies at pottery class said, "Well, what's he so happy about? You better make him a lady." She made him this lady gnome with enormous knockers.
Oh my goodness.
Science corner.
Fred, what have you bought for us?
Science corner. Fred, are you going to do an experiment?
No.
He usually brings a bit of science news. In theory, he brings a bit of science news.
How many science
That's
news?
the theory.
Oh, there's some of
Do
the
you
science
want
news
one?
I can steal off James. Yeah, I'll just use James's science news.
Well, then
I got
can you read it
nothing.
out?
They've found a solar system just 12 light years away that has all the right ingredients for a Goldilocks planet.
Not too far away, not too close.
What's
Just
a Goldilocks
right.
planet?
The Earth is a Goldilocks planet because we're not too far
Right,
away from the
okay.
sun to
With the
be
right
cold,
atmospheric
not too
conditions.
close to be Mercury and burning. We're in the Goldilocks zone.
I've never heard that term before. It's very sweet.
So that's what they're looking for. They've found lots of other stars that have planets going around them, but they need to find planets that are in the Goldilocks zone that are.
However, whenever they talk about these things, I have to say our concept of what constitutes life is very narrow band.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've got things living at the bottom of the ocean, without any access to sunlight. And, we've got liquid oceans and we've got, vents and things, gas vents. But, life could be anywhere. So this notion of a
Well, they
Goldilocks
still
planet,
have water,
I think, is...
which is.
Well, if you've got
oxygen,
liquid water,
hydrogen, right?
yeah. Yeah, they do. But I think this notion of a Goldilocks planet is sort of a fallacy. Do you agree?
Where are you
Do
going?
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean,
I
they
kind
think
of
that
agree.
there might be life on Europa, which is out near Jupiter.
Yeah, but
Is
that's
that the one
that's
that's
a
full
liquid.
of methane? It's got liquid.
Is it?
I think you
No,
need
it's-
liquid.
It's just an ice planet
But it's got an ice crust with a liquid core. Doesn't
where
it?
they think there's an ocean underneath.
Yeah.
the ice.
So I think that's viable. Why not?
And don't they think that Mars was once a
Liquid.
Goldilocks type planet that was able to support some sort of life?
Possibly,
Don't they
yeah.
think that
But-
there was some sort of water systems
Well-
on Mars at some stage?
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of factors. I mean, the thing is, like, the theories, I think, of the Europa life is that the tidal forces of Jupiter compress and decompress Europa, so the oceans, the ice melts underneath, and that keeps the planet warm enough to,
Yeah.
because it doesn't get enough light from the sun from warmth.
There's a different one though. Some other moon. I did like a year 10 project on it or something. I wasn't even there. It's the first year uni. That has liquid hydrocarbons all over it. Io maybe? Titan?
It's like a
Io's-
volcano planet.
Yeah. So it's got like rivers of methane, but then
No,
it's
I
very
think,
very
you think
cold.
of Titan. Titan's a methane planet.
Okay. It's also very very only a few degrees above absolute zero. So things just take too long. But then I guess just because they take a long time for us doesn't mean they take a long time.
Well, I mean,
for-
you're looking at things like stromatolites, which exist on massive time scales that we can't comprehend.
no, but it's more like the reactions
Oh, okay.
take so long to digest food takes 100 years or whatever it is. That,
okay.
that life is like ridiculous,
Now, obviously, if we would have to get there in 12 years, we'd have to travel at the speed of light, right, Fred?
But even getting there in
Yep.
half
Which
the
is-
speed of light.
And like some of the
Isn't bad.
probes we've sent out to planets in the outer solar system have taken 16 years to get there.
Yeah, they're going nowhere near the speed of light.
Like that one that's going to Pluto is taking like 16 years or something, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
So that time span's a reasonable amount. But how close can we get to the speed of light? So can we do it in half the speed of light and get there in 24 years?
You mean theoretically or like
Well, how
with
close
today's
are we to
technology?
getting
Yeah.
Theoretically,
Without having to bend space-time and all that crap.
theoretically, you can get arbitrarily close to the speed of light. Like they have.
Could we go there 24 years, 24 back, 48 years back to send a message back so that people in one lifetime could see if there's anything on the other side?
Yeah, if you could go at the speed of light, it takes
Half the speed of light.
Yeah, it takes an enormous amount of energy though. That's all it takes. So
But
you probably
is
put it.
half the speed of light still really hard?
Yes.
Have you ever gone half the speed of light?
No, but they can make subatomic particles go 99.9999999% of the speed.
Well,
of
could we
light.
have a nano satellite?
Yeah, but
A nano probe
small,
that
though.
what
gets
happens
accelerated.
to human organic matter when they go that speed?
Well, you want a person to go there,
Nothing.
back.
Yeah.
Well, the
What if their whole
acceleration
life
is
was
very-
just like, well, got there, there was nothing.
Yeah.
Time to head back. That would be so depressing.
Those people just sit at their computer doing nothing all the time.
Are you volunteering, James?
I
for the mission.
give me the history of books on DVD, and I'll go. Yeah.
So the fastest ever spacecraft.
I'll just send back
You become a
emails.
blob that
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to, have use of your legs or your
I'm pretty
limbs.
much that now.
Oh, you are not. You've been using your fit suppository.
Oh,
and you've
right,
been
yeah.
getting buff,
Yeah.
haven't you?
Yeah.
Because you need to get work done.
Yeah. Got to get done.
The fastest ever spacecraft, apparently, according to the internet, went at 15.3 kilometers per second.
Whoa.
Speed of light's 300,000 kilometers per second.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how much more?
A lot more.
That more. 300,000 divided by 15.
Yeah, but do you have
10,000.
Is there stuff that we could have if there was a commercial viability to make it now to go 300,000? Half of
I
that.
don't
So
think so.
what? 150,000 kilometers a second.
That's still 100,000 times, 10,000 times faster than
We currently.
we
Yeah,
can
but all
currently
we
go.
do to get that speed is boost a rocket up and do some gravity swings.
Yeah. I think you'd have to put a massive nuclear reactor on a spaceship and
Yeah.
just go nuts. Just absolutely nuts.
Fred, why are you in Colorado? Come back in 2 years and tell us the answer to this question. Like,
I'll look into that. I'll put it on the list.
Just ask around the office at the water cooler. Just be like, hey,
Well, if there's one
you guys ever
there's one
tried to
place
go as
ask.
fast as the speed of light?
Just laughing.
I got a Jeep Cherokee down in the car. Fuck, I want to.
the other thing I heard people talking about is like if you had a powerful enough telescope and aimed it at one of these planets, right? You could see what's happening, like, and could, get a Google map of the surface of the Earth,
12 years ago.
and it'd be 12. You're looking 12 years back in time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some fundamental limits though, but I might be wrong about that. In terms of what you can resolve
Yeah.
from a million miles away, because everything sort of spreads out and just goes a bit fuzzy.
Okay, but don't they have optical correction and all that stuff to?
No, I'm
mix it
sure
back in?
there's like some fundamental limit, some quantum limit where you can't say where.
because I saw it on
from.
CSI Miami where they had a picture and they asked the guy to enhance the image 1,000%, and he did it.
And you press that button. Enhance.
Yeah, well, enhance, and it just made it was all blurry at first, and then it was like, and they were like, look at the reflection in that guy's wristwatch.
That is a truly great supercut. That is one of the best supercuts. It's all
Probably
the
is.
enhancers.
Yeah.
What is a terrible supercut is that Madman Watt, because now
No,
whenever
I
he says
love that
Watt,
supercut.
Now whenever he says Watt in the show, it takes me out of the.
So it's just because it was so good that it ruined it for you.
Yeah, but what does it achieve?
What?
It doesn't achieve that supercut of all the CSIs going enhanced shows how crap those shows are and actually achieves something.
No, but it shows how much Don
teaches-
Draper pulls out of the one word.
Yeah, it's the emotional range of that one word.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible. I think it's his acting. It's his show reel for the actor.
If he's got an audition, he just goes,
watch,
wow.
watch,
What
watch
should I
me
do
so
today?
what?
On Funny or Die, they should make a video of John Hamm using that as his show reel.
They should. You should pitch that to them. We should make a show reel out of it.
What's his Twitter address? Let's tweet him. Hang on.
What
So
about your
Matt,
hair?
I'll stir Matt up.
It's just
So
a
Matt,
bit too close to home, Fred.
how's the Everest prep
Oh,
going?
you want to know about that?
Oh,
You know it's going to come up
past.
eventually.
Matt is the other side of the bet that Fred had. His two bets he's made in life about smoking his diploma. And,
That wasn't a bet.
Oh.
What? No whispering on the podcast.
We're just prepping something for later. So, Fred, you're ribbing Matt.
I'm just staring at Matt. So we were 14 years old.
Fred, you can't even remember when we made this bet. It's so long ago now. I'm struggling to ascertain its veracity. To be totally frank with you.
This is
a classic play
this
from
is
Matt.
sounding like
First-
backpedaling.
Claim it never.
I can't recollect.
And the next thing will be there's some technicality about why does it work.
Well, he wasn't a law student for nothing, Fred.
Me and Matt made a bet that he would climb Mount Everest before he was 30. We're pushing 28 now. We probably made this bet when we were
Matt's at
40.
We're more than 28.
Oh, you'll be
now.
29,
Liz
yeah.
thought I was 30 today. She says, "Oh, what about the bet?" Fuck you, Liz. I'm not 30 yet.
So you got a year.
Less than. less than.
That Matt would climb
I would ascend the summit.
to the base. No, just base camp.
No, it was not.
Okay, you want to
terms of it, Fred.
I thought I downgraded
You're
it.
running it down.
You want me to run it
Running
back up
what down, Matt?
to
You
climb
didn't
the
know
Matt?
anything about it.
The
If I'd known he'd run it down that far, I could have whittled it down further, couldn't I?
Mount Sterling. Oh, we did that, didn't we? To climb Mount Everest before Matt's 30, or he has to pay me the value of 500 Coca-Colas.
500 Coca-Colas, yes.
The value of it. I don't know.
I have been thinking about it, Fred.
You've been saving your money.
What size Coca-Colas?
600 mil.
600 mil.
Oh.
That's how, as mere 11-year-olds, we managed to account for inflation.
That was a good idea.
We were very
clever.
smart. But you were smarter than me
Because I knew we'd get fat and old.
Look. What do you want to know, Fred? Do you want an outright admission that it's not going to happen, or
I want you
Do you want me to-
I want
do
you
you
to
want me to-
steal your
do you want me
resolve
to
and
talk-
get there.
talk it up?
Yes, that you're going to get there.
For the listener, we made this bet when a bottle of Coca-Cola was about $2 at a local shop. It's now
$1.80.
$3.23 at Woolworths. That's Woolworths, so that's a good price.
So how many?
You're
500?
forgetting the
500.
condition that it was from the
Yeah,
service station.
that's more
price.
expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably more like
Yeah.
$4.
Holy
Yeah.
crap! That's like $4.95.
James said no. He's got his finger on the pulse of
So I owe
servo.
you what, $2,500, Fred?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I'm never going to pay you.
Yeah, I know, you know that.
But I was actually thinking about it today because I knew you'd bring it up.
I knew it.
I was thinking of raising the stakes.
Oh, double or nothing.
I'm buying myself a decade. But I didn't think you'd go for it.
No.
Do it.
Double or nothing for another
why
10
not?
years.
Climb Everest before you're 40.
Or no, climb Everest twice before you're 40. It's double.
Twice. I could die the first time. You know that.
And nothing to worry about.
Because for years I thought, well, if I just get to base camp, I'll tell Fred to fuck off.
I would have accepted that for sure.
Well, it's more the effort.
Well, I'm 29. There's still, just less than a year to go, Fred. You never know. You never know.
It's not over till the fat
there might be
lady sees.
some LGBTI issues that you could go on a junket over there.
To Nepal.
Yeah.
I don't know about their LGBTI.
Maybe I'll go to Nepal for my 30th birthday. I'm looking for something to do, because I have to.
Well, this is calling
I
out.
have to escape all of my.
It's a
yeah.
good place.
Well, this is the perfect thing. Go sit at the foot of Mount
maybe
Everest.
I'll try and get to base camp.
and take it in, and
And then
then
I gotta pay. Shut up again.
does he have to pay?
There's a bet, right? If he doesn't do it, if he does it, I gotta pay.
I've never thought about you having to pay it.
Yeah, no one ever thought about Fred having to pay. That's been the insulting thing.
No, but hold on. If it's what almost, let's say it's $3.50 and it's 500. So what? It's like
$1,500.
or over $1,500, right?
Yeah.
How much
Oh,
would
the
it cost you to
expense
get
of-
to Nepal?
Oh, lots more than that.
How much more though? It would almost pay for the trip to Nepal. Surely a ticket would cost what? Like under a grand?
No, they're not. I don't think so. Because no one flies to Nepal, basically.
Look, Fred, the thing you've got to consider is, by the time I'm 30, you will have had, almost 20 years of berating me about it. Do you really want to lose out? Do you really want me to berate you for the rest of your life? That you had to pay me out if I actually do it. That's what you have to consider. There is a downside to winning this.
Yeah, but I get $2,500 as well.
Oh, what do you fucking do?
No, I was never going to collect the money. Basically,
Fred, you always pike out on your beds.
I'm just going to
Not gonna
gloat. I'm
smoke
going to
the
gloat for
certificate.
another 20 years.
The glory
It's
of
gonna be
gloating
great.
is worth so much more. Like,
So what? You're going to drag this thing out over like 40 years?
It'll never end, Cal. We old man.
Never-ending story.
So, are we going to get this pronunciation live on the podcast, or we have to come back next year?
The what? Matt's... No, it's not over till it's over.
it's not over.
Yeah.
It's not over till the 27th of December.
No, but are you going to do the
2013.
double or nothing now?
Oh yeah.
Do
No.
you want to raise the stakes, Fred?
No. I'd be a sucker, wouldn't I? It's a lock.
Matt, do it. Blow us all out the
Look,
water.
I'm happy to go up to the value of how much were we? It was 500.
They were
I'm happy to go
$2
up-
a pop.
I'm
so
happy
we're
to
for
go
500.
up to the value of 1,000 Coca-Colas if you give me till I'm 40.
No, I already know your plan. You told us to be 30 seconds ago.
You're such a pussy.
Now, Fred made another bet,
Yeah.
or a deal,
No,
more so.
a
And the
flippant
deal
comment.
was to smoke up his diploma. once
I
he
remember
received it
that.
as a joint. Now, then it was extended to his PhD. Once you receive your PhD, then you would smoke up your diploma. Yeah? I had some songs on shuffle today, and this one came up, or
know-
yesterday, and I think this might be the origin of it. This
Well, I hope so. This is
pronouncement.
a YouTube video.
Oh, let's have a listen.
Could rise up,
So this is a track by MC Frontalot,
it could get elevated.
who we used to listen to a lot when we were smoking a lot.
Could rise up, it could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made-up word. MCs shied away from belief. Rest assured they sleep hard. No longer we deliver the hits. I give the kids with the spectacles spectacular fits. I seen one nerd foam at the mouth in his glee. He was me in the mirror rhyming, brushing my teeth. And now the heezy we's off. Don't babble 300 baud. I get no arrow while compiling my rhyme. The slip shard rap stylings of the hip kids continue to vex. To get sex, money, power, but the jams are like flecks of sea foam against the great reef of my boredom. I seen them trying to act cool, ignored them, scored some geeked out beats and the mic. Some jugglers I kick it with don't even know I rap this, alright? Cause soon the whole nerd corps will congregate. In culmination of the monkey going off card date. Nerdcore could rise up, it could get elevated. We consider the possibleness of this not overstated. And I know that possibleness is not a crumb in a word. Every syllable injected is intended to be the one you heard. An absurd juxtaposition of mission and goal. Front a lot about to roll is diploma. Uptight and smoke it. Nerdcore's about to
Wait,
sit
sorry, I was
there. While the smart kids it is intended to be the one you heard. An absurd juxtaposition of mission and
Here we
goal.
go.
Front a lot about to roll is diploma. Uptight and smoke it. Nerd.
I am sure.
Sounds about
I am
right.
positive
that
that would have been. We would have heard that.
The song's not familiar, but
We would have heard that in high school. Sorry.
High school Cal.
We would have heard that at Levers or at some point, and Fred would have gone, yep. That's what I'm going to do with my diploma.
Look, to be honest with you, Campbell, I'm less familiar with the song as I am with Fred's declaration that he was going to roll up his diploma.
Uptight and smoke it. I believe
big,
that's what
fat
Fred said.
doobie.
That's exactly what I remember. A massive. He was going to get a Z and make a big Cheech and Chong style do of it. And now Fred's back and he's going, I was going to rip a corner
Do we need to
off.
talk about
Up like a pansy. I don't think so. That is not the Dr. Baines I know.
No.
His excuse is, I might need a copy of it to send to a thing. And I was like, exactly, a copy. We can copy it before you smoke it. And then you have the digital copy, which is all they want. They don't need to see the original. No one asked for the original certificate. I have a scanner, Fred. We'll scan it in. Now, I think this wine is unsavable. I haven't tasted it yet. But if you want to... Ooh. It smells like sherry.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells like hangover. Lovely.
Oh, it's disappointing. It's the first one that's failed.
Did you make it yourself?
No, but I built up a cellar while I was working at BWS,
Whoa.
and
that
now they're all
smells
10 years
vinegary.
old that I'm drinking them, and this is the first. The other ones have been okay. So, if you're cellaring Donley River Pemberton Cabernet Sauvignon for 2001,
You've been supposed to sell this.
get rid of it. It ain't.
Oh, it tastes all right. I'm
Make
sure it's
some
alcoholic.
sherry out of it.
Yeah.
Have a taste.
Now, do you guys know what a Lissagon is?
Is it a cross between a liger,
Tastes better than it smells.
tiger,
Barely.
and a gopher?
No. But you're on the right ball. Hybrid animals.
I think I'll stick to
Hybrid cats.
Do you want a beer?
Is that what
Hybrid
Lissagon
big
are?
cats.
Oh god.
Are you asking me to guess again?
Well, a liger is a cross between
Thanks.
a lion and a tiger.
Oh, is a tiglon? Well, because they usually
they-
take the name from the male that mated, didn't they?
A liger.
Yeah,
So
so a liger is a male lion and a female tiger.
And a tiglon is a male tiger and a female
Yeah.
lion. Yeah.
And a Lissagon is where you get a tiglon
And made it with a ligon?
and just mate it with a regular lion,
Oh.
a male lion.
People are doing this on purpose, though.
Yeah,
This isn't
They're trying to
accidental.
make it rarer and rarer. You know,
Until they get an albino one, and then they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Well, fuck me."
Yeah.
It's not a
So if you just breed them into... So if you put lions and tigers in the same thing, you just end up with some mix.
Well, you end up with a ligon or a tiglon.
But they're different species. How can they crossbreed?
No, they're close enough that
They're
they
close
can.
enough.
But
It's like
is
donkey.
But the child's not
A
born
donkey and a
sterile,
horse.
But then the resulting
Yeah, so
offspring
some
is
species
No,
are
fertile.
born sterile in certain orders.
But that's not obviously because the ligon's having kids and making
Yeah, exactly.
that's
So
weird.
it depends on the order that you do it.
Oh.
You know, I don't know. I think ligers can't have children, but tiglons can, because of the tiglon is a male tiger. You know, it all depends on the order that you do it. But what is the most common hybrid animal out there that's extremely useful?
A mule.
Yep. I didn't even know this until I was looking up hybrid animals.
It's a donkey and a horse.
Yeah, I didn't even know this.
And they're infertile.
They're sterile. Yeah.
Why are they useful?
Because they're
Why are they useful?
incredibly powerful and strong and well behaved and everything. I think they just get the best qualities of horses and donkeys.
Yeah. And they breed them just for one-off uses.
Yeah, yeah. And they're totally wicked.
Wow. See, this is something I
What?
knew.
Who bangs who? Female donkey? Male donkey?
Male horse, I reckon.
Sets his standards lows and has sex with a donkey. But I guess you take what you can get.
It's the height thing, I think.
Speaking of hybrids, I saw a quintessential Eurasian woman. Her name was Kim. She was hot, and she was using her hotness to get where she.
Oh, we've combined it with misogyny as well, James.
I'm linking it all together, man. I'm linking it all.
Oh,
The threads
yeah.
of tonight are coming together.
Wow, this is
stunning
like
and
you
beautiful.
planned it. Oh, God.
A mule is the offspring of a male donkey and a female horse.
Yeah, I know what you're wondering, James. You're wondering, are Eurasians sterile? I can hear the cogs in your head ticking over.
And there's a hinny.
Oh, what's that?
What's the opposite?
Opposite.
Hinny is a domestic equine hybrid that is the offspring of a male horse and a female donkey.
I thought a mule was a female donkey. What was it
I
again?
don't know. What was it?
A hinny is a male horse and a female donkey.
So a mule is a female horse and a male donkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
And there's these people out there who are doing the same thing with zebras. So you just they're breeding zebras into horses so the horses get stripes.
Just for the hell of it?
What, really?
Yeah. All kinds
In
of
Mexico,
everything.
sometimes they paint donkeys as zebras for carnivals.
A zorse.
It's true.
A zebra and a horse. A zorse.
A zorse. I remember I went on a wiki binge about hybrid animals once.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing. So I thought I'd report my
because
findings.
you like go whoa, whoa, and you freak out, and they
Yeah.
all link to each other. It's brilliant.
I didn't even know. I thought a mule was just like a donkey, but different name for a donkey.
So they always sterile?
Is that what they're implying when they say you're a drug mule, that you're somewhat sterile?
No, it means you're carrying a shitload of stuff across borders.
When they say you're a drug donkey.
No, because you're the best. You're like a mule.
It's a compliment, James.
North Korea has supposedly found evidence of a unicorn.
No, I read that
about
article too.
Yeah.
It's not what they were saying.
In a cave somewhere?
The article I read was that... Okay, so... It's like they said they found the city of Bethlehem. So they're not saying that they found, like, the house that Jesus was born in, but they're saying they found the city that this myth was based in. So they found... There was, like, a myth about... There was a real place and a myth about this place, and they found the real place.
The IO9
that's
says,
my understanding
no,
of it.
the North Korean government did not claim it found evidence of unicorns.
Oh.
Typical South Koreans spinning it.
Maybe the North Koreans actually did find a unicorn. I think that's my understanding. I could be wrong. I mean,
Yes.
that is my understanding. But
While North Korea's claim is about a place called Kirungul, which translates to Kirin's Grotto, the government wasn't claiming to have found proof of existence of the mythos, but what they are claiming still raises a few archaeological eyebrows.
namely that the site had already been found like decades earlier, hadn't it?
Yeah. I have to put that in the show notes.
Sorry, am I totally killing it? In a bad way.
Have you guys heard of the suicide roller coaster?
Yes.
No.
This guy designed a roller coaster that you do so many G's that it's a cool way to die.
Did he actually design it?
Did he actually make it, you mean?
Because it looks to me like he just kind of like drew it on a piece of paper. And was like...
That's designing?
No, but he just like drew it and was like, that'll probably kill someone.
You mean...
Like...
You mean, did he engineer it or not?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Did he engineer it? Did he just... Yeah, see, this is what I mean.
Yeah. Wait, do the circles get tighter and tighter?
Yeah, smaller and smaller.
Yeah. And you do more and more G's until you pass out and then you eventually die. Your body rips apart or something.
Maybe he engineered it.
Nah, he didn't engineer it.
I didn't read the article, I just saw the picture. And I was like,
Yeah, that's all he wants you to see.
It looks like it could
but
kill
there's surely
you.
some element of design takes place. Like, I need to hit this amount of G's to get the pass out thing.
There's probably a roller coaster, like, simulator that you could just go and just be like... And it says, you can't exceed this height, otherwise you'll exceed this G's. And he just went like, yeah, fuck it.
No,
Nah.
look at it. It looks like it's just a drawing. It doesn't even have a scale.
Big.
As
That's
big
what
as
he
you
means.
can.
Yeah. The bigger, the more it'll kill you. In fact, if the peak just went up into the atmosphere, it was thin enough that there wasn't enough oxygen to survive. You could just go up, and then you die.
Well, you just have it go up, and then the roller coaster ends, right? And you just fall off and hit the ground.
This is the things I've added to my notes while I was trying to be in control under vodka.
So, when you were drunk.
Could you imagine if cats used the internet?
It'd be lol humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be funny gifs of us.
I must have actually had some kind of gist in my head that was better than lol humans to write that down.
What are you trying? Trying to say my ideas are shit.
No. What would society be like in a VR world?
Exactly like this.
Well,
Don't even know.
Isn't the answer like
There's not enough information in that note to...
How... You mean virtual reality?
Or would it just be like World of Warcraft?
Yeah, how World of Warcraft and Second Life and all those things have sort of evolved.
I also invented a new word, surrealiness. What was the surrealiness for the man who walked on the moon?
Oh, right. How surreal did it feel?
Yeah.
What was the surrealiness?
Because you're going to no, technically it's a moon, but you're sort of going to another planet.
Yeah, well, it is.
And it's the closest...
It's another astral body.
And it's the closest on a scale of how close it is way more close than anything else. Like, Mars is like... I'm sure if you measured it out
Well, you
on
can
a
see the Great
tennis
Wall of
court or
China.
something, Mars would be in the next city compared to...
Oh, yeah,
moon.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go there, and it's just this like blank place that there's no atmosphere, and you put your foot down, it's kind of like if you're thinking of yourself making a map of a virtual map, like in a Quake level editor, you just put a little platform outside of the regular map, and you're out there and you're standing on it.
This is your greatest analogy you could come up with for the moon. Is if you made a Quake level editor and you put a small platform that's so far away no one could ever reach it. And for hundreds of thousands of years, players would yearn to reach that platform. And
They'd make up myths about it until finally someone went up there with a little moon buggy and did some burnouts.
Because there wasn't much up there except for a few craters.
Haven't you seen that movie Catwoman from the Moon?
It did offend me that they had to put an American flag there.
Apparently they were.
If you spent all
in the-
Americans' taxpayers'
Yeah.
money, you want.
No, but in the grand scheme of the universe,
It is quite
what
revolting.
the fuck level of importance does one country on one planet have?
I completely
I mean,
agree.
I just think it was.
No, I disagree. They paid for it.
It was
They
at-
paid
it was
for
at-
it,
but
yeah,
it was
you
at
got
the
the flag.
height of the Cold War,
Everyone
and it was
paid
a
for
big
it.
fuck
No,
you to
they
everyone
didn't.
else.
No one else
Everyone
paid
did. They stood on the shoulders of every human that has ever come before
bunch
them.
of German rocket scientists.
But that was that
No,
for
that's
me
not true.
being
That
Lance
is
Armstrong,
entirely true.
That would have been the greatest thing, was knowing that you were the absolute first person to do it, and nobody could ever take that away from you, and everybody was watching you.
Yeah, but I still think. But that's what the explorers have done since the dawn of time.
I don't know.
Put the flag of the people who paid for their expedition. That's the first thing. They
If
do when
I
you
could do
arrive.
anything that people have already done, that would be it. Go to the moon.
Apparently, the flags they used were cheap, and so they've faded white. If that makes any better, you know,
Have they really?
all the colours gone. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I think so.
Why would they use a cheap flag?
It's like the last thing
They
they've
probably
done.
didn't. They
Typical
probably didn't
NASA
think of it. I
engineers,
mean, the
yeah.
Americans spent a lot of money
I
developing.
thought enough to put
developing
a
a
rod
on it.
spoke, a rod to keep it up.
The Americans invested all of this effort in developing a pen that they could use in outer space.
And the Russians used a pencil.
The Russians used a pencil. I love that.
Yeah, they just wanted to show off, though. Because they got their pen license and they were wanting to use it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely. That'd be my thing. What would your thing be if you could do anything? Not like...
that someone's done before.
Well, that's doable. That's a doable thing.
I'd climb Everest before I'm.
Apparently, the whole route up Everest is littered with bodies.
I know, I know.
Did you read that article with all the photos?
Yeah, there's like
It's
It's like one of
terrifying.
the things. Like, okay, you go up this crevasse,
And then you get to
right
Green
and-
Boots. There's a
Yeah.
guy called Green Boots. That's a cave where there's this dude who's died and he's been up there for like 20 years. And he wears green boots.
Yeah,
It's horrifying.
It's too dangerous to even rescue them or get rid
well,
of
that's
the bodies.
the thing. Yeah, you
know?
can't get rid of the bodies.
Yeah. When I say climb Everest, I mean make it to base camp.
That would be enough. Fred wouldn't.
Because technically you've climbed,
a bit of it.
you just
get
haven't
the base camp. We'll
summited.
call it even.
Yep.
Oh, you at least make it
Even.
the second base camp.
Even does that mean you don't have to pay
I
him?
don't know. Have to be
You just get a bus to the base camp. Eh?
They do tourist buses there, don't
Get
they?
a chopper in if you could really be bothered.
If you got the cash.
I don't cheat.
Fred, what would you do?
I think a moon, space, something like that. Something someone's done before. Definitely.
Well, you know, it's a thing that's doable. Not like, oh, I turn myself into gold and, you know, teleport around the world. I don't know. That's what James told me he wanted to do.
What?
I think Fred wants to
Teleport to what?
Gold. What would you do if you could do anything like that's already been done? If someone said you've got unlimited budget, I'm going to offer you one thing, and no, everyone in the world's going to say yes.
Bang Rachel McAdams. It's already been done.
Has it been done? Who was it done by? Who hasn't done it?
Rachel McAdams banglist.com. Let's see what that has.
Wow. Oh.
Because you want to be able to brag about something, right?
Yeah, going to the moon's not very cool.
What, so
compared
the
to having
humanity
sex.
unites and everyone puts in money so you can bang Rachel McAdams and tell us all what it's like.
You guys into the America's Cup?
No.
No.
We live in Perth, which is the Royal Perth Yacht Club once won the America's Cup. It's one of the few yacht clubs that have.
In 1983.
Hey,
I think so, yeah.
Mr. Memory, Mr. Trivia
I just
Night.
know these things.
Why Rachel McAdams?
He's just
Why
got a thing
not?
for her.
Hmm.
Can you explain your affections?
Suppose not.
She's attractive.
She's
Probably
attractive.
has nice hair.
She's not on Twitter going, "Ah!"
Is that on your list of things you hate about girls?
Women, yeah. When women hate, yeah. Pretty much. Serbia has a vampire. Fang News.
Oh, there was a government warning or a council issued warning, wasn't there?
Well, I think they admitted that they're just doing it to attract tourists.
Oh,
So it's like a lie.
For-
They're warning people about vampires, but just to generate sort of like a
buzz.
viral marketing that then people go to Serbia, they might find a...
And they're trying to undo all the harm that a Serbian Tale or whatever the film
Yeah.
did.
Have you
Probably.
ever ended up seeing that?
I never want to. I read the wiki on it and I felt like physically ill. And
But I tell you, it doesn't make you want to see it.
no, it really doesn't. It makes me want to go, no, not want to see.
You've seen like Two Girls, One Cup and
Yeah, you know what
Mr.
though?
Hands. And...
I haven't seen Mr. Hands.
Yeah, you have. We talked about this show.
Oh.
It's a guy
Can
banging
we have a...
horse.
Oh.
Or horse
oh,
banging.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I've seen Mr. Hands.
Oh, the poor horse.
One man, one jar.
I haven't seen that.
Is the jar inserted into an orifice?
Yes,
Or-
and then
okay.
it breaks,
I've
and
seen
then he
a
has
gif
to
of
pick it
that.
out. Yeah.
Oh.
It was
Oh.
disgusting. I banished that from my mind, James, and then you brought it back.
Why would you use such a low-grade jar?
Maybe it's a high-grade
That's the
anus.
real question.
No,
Oh, yeah.
There are preliminary questions. Why at all? But
Now, the other cool thing about Serbia is they've got two of the best tennis players in the world, and they're in Perth right now for the Hopman Cup. Anna Ivanovic.
There
And
can only be one Anna who plays tennis in my heart.
Konikova.
Oh, it's not even...
And
I prefer Sharapova.
Novak Djokovic.
Aren't you a Wiggly Davenport kind of guy?
well, I'll give you some trivia.
I did
on,
like-
on,
no
on
way.
Djokovic.
Yeah.
Who's the one that she kissed?
My sister
He's on
danced.
Grindr?
My sister danced.
No, you
with
didn't
him
like
on
the
New
one
Year's
she
Eve.
kissed.
Sorry?
You know
My
you
sister
didn't.
danced
We
with
liked
him on
the
New
one she
Year's
kissed.
Eve.
Oh, really? At the
Yes.
ball?
No,
She-
we liked
she-
Martina Hingis.
She
You like
reported
Wiggly
this to me.
Davenport.
Did she have any goss about those two?
You like
Anna
the Resmo, she's
Novic
a
and
bat.
No, Goss. That's really the extent of it. But I asked her if you know she was if he was taller than her.
and she said,
She said yes. She was wearing flats.
"Oh, okay." There's some very tall women in like Perth CBD. I've noticed.
Really, James? They're
Really tall,
everywhere, these
and they have
tall
to wear
women.
the poor things have to wear flats when everyone
Yep.
else is wearing
Yep.
heels. Because
You think especially in Perth CBD?
I just noticed them like because I see these tall, you know, Amazonian females, but I assume, and I look down to the feet, I assume they're in epic heels, but no, they're in flats.
Well, you know, my brother made this surprise return visit from England for Christmas. So we had to have this big family love-in, and then we had to have family picture, me and my siblings. I'm the shortest.
Oh, really?
Hey, because you're not short.
I'm not short. I'm 6'1", but when my sister's in heels, and my brother is, you know, 6'3" and has like filled out from eating English food, I look like this puny little runt of an older brother.
Does your sister complain about having to wear flats all the time?
No, I think she's accepted it. I bought her.
Does she have a
She
gentleman
wanted
friend?
running shoes for her birthday, so
Alright.
I shouted her this pair of shoes,
Sorry,
size 11.
What are you talking about?
no, I was looking at something else. I got on an iPhone 10. So Rachel McAdams,
Yeah.
she was dating.
I don't know this lady.
You might recognise her.
Yeah, she's the blonde girl in Mean Girls,
Oh, okay.
but she's normally a brunette.
She was dating this guy called. Because I was looking up for you, James, in case she was single.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you know whatever I could do to help your like lifelong dream.
Yeah, yeah.
She's dating this guy Michael Sheen. You know 30 Rock.
Mm-hmm.
You know the guy that Liz Lemon was like fated to be with, and she hated him.
The Boston guy is like...
No, the English guy.
Oh, yeah.
She's currently dating that guy.
Oh, what? Okay.
And then I was looking at him, and I was like, well, he's also dated Kate Beckinsale. And I was like, no.
Oh, man,
And I was like, who's this guy?
You know who's the biggest, just pumps all the babes?
I just walked in.
The gay fat guy from Modern Family?
What does he do? He pumps all the babes.
Yeah.
All the babes.
Look up that guy and see his list of girlfriends.
Just that what I should look up?
Yeah.
Big fat gay guy.
Yeah, look up who pumps all the babes.
Oh, if you know, that's only way, because it's two gay guys, so I have to say which one. There's a skinny guy and the big guy.
I have a story about a fatty when you're ready.
All right.
I haven't heard one of these in years.
I was thinking not that long ago, I used to talk about the obese woman at UWA who wore velvet.
Yeah.
Fatty. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was going to be the title of your book, The Velvet Fatty, wasn't it?
the coffee table book.
Yeah, of enormous fat people. Or was it called The Velvet Fatty or the Red Velvet Moo or something?
There was a curtain. I'm sure there was a curtain.
The Red Velvet Curtain or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The curtain moo. Yeah. I did admire that woman for her boldness in
The audacity to wear
covering herself in velvet.
As a
yes.
curtain.
It's rather expensive material when you need, several reams of it to make one garment.
So what's your story? Tell us your tale of...
Well, it's this
folds.
visitor at the place where I work,
Okay.
at the community centre.
Mhm.
I won't say which one, but she's desperate. She's desperate for anything that's her size. She's a size 24. So she's extremely large and incontinent. Incontinent. So I only know her by her working name, which is Amber. So she comes in...
Working as in...
She's a working girl. Yes. And when she comes into the shop, we have to get the spray because the smell of the incontinence is palpable. However... and I've had to have words with her recently because she comes in and she's like, got any size 24? I'm desperate. Anything, any pants size 24? And I say, no, Amber, I haven't got anything for you. I'm desperate. And then she lays it on. If she does find something, if she does find a moo or something and she wants a discount, she pulls the same line. And she did this to me 3 weeks in a row. I'm desperate. I'm a pensioner. I've been bashed. I've been raped. I've been abused. And I'm thinking to myself, Amber, nobody would go anywhere near you.
Oh, God.
Like, people would run from you. It's bad enough you're in here, but 3 weeks in a row, I've been bashed. I've been raped. I've been abused. I'm thinking, no, you've not been raped, you've not been bashed, you've never, no, it's not conceivable. I mean, I saw her recently, and I thought, oh, isn't that nice? She's done her face, she's had her nails done, she's had a new hairstyle, But then she's sitting there, and she's, at least 1.5 meters wide at the thighs when she's sitting down, and she's got a pair of grey tracksuit pants on she's sort of wearing them as shorts. And there's just this massive discoloration around the whole groinal area where she's wet herself. But the vile thing about her is that she comes in and she advertises her services. So I've had to say...
What kind of have you seen a client?
I don't know who her clients are, but they're just as desperate as her. She's saying, $5 a hand job, $10 I'll blow ya. But this is dead set serious, and it's my job to actually say, Amber, it's not appropriate.
What the fuck did he say?
You went, $5.
Say, Amber, look, I'm glad you're getting off the pension and you're working again, but it's just not appropriate to be advertising in the shop.
This is like a horror story or something, Matt.
No, this is my job, Campbell. This is real life.
You fucking poofed a fucking cunt. fucking grumpy bastard, fucking not getting laid enough. Fucking take it out on me.
That's the standard response.
Oh God.
Oh, she's depressed. It's just one example of many of the
Interesting
depraved
characters you get.
people that
Wow.
I've been bashed, I've been robbed, I've been abused.
Fred, if you were in jail for 10 years and your cellmate offered up his little...
$10, I'll blow you.
Would you go for it?
You don't even know.
James, I don't
If it
think
comes to blowing,
James,
it doesn't really matter who's
James,
blowing.
have you ever
as long as
seen,
it's good.
but it's a bit
Have
of
you
a
seen,
strange hypothetical because none of us can place ourselves in the position of depravity where we've been, deprived any sort of basic human contact for a decade. Like, obviously,
Pretty much
you would.
me.
So
Human contact comes in all forms, but in prison, I don't think you're really getting any, let alone sexual.
No. That's
What
a
are you
definite-
trying to say, James?
I'm just like,
How low would you go?
Is it true that...
Why are you asking me? You're the one who's like, this has been my life for the past 10 years. So, James, right now, would you?
No, well, exactly. I haven't had to go find a hooker or anything. I have never... You know what I mean? Like, I just don't... But obviously, at least there's a perception that if you go to jail, you got to bang your cellmate. That's it. Like,
Is this from all
So
your
that's
time you spent
okay.
in jail?
So you what the fuck is the question?
Have you been watching
Are you
too much
wanting my?
Oz?
do you think you could? Do you think seriously you'll go that mad for not having sex with a woman for 10
But maybe
years?
No.
maybe you'd just be comforting one another in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't be anything. Maybe it's just a comfort thing. Or
It's
maybe
just
you develop a relationship, an intimate relationship with that person you're in this tragic space with, and you're with, almost 24/7.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just something, or maybe
But
maybe it is romantic. I don't know.
Okay. So you develop a relationship of camaraderie and whatnot, but what makes it progress to a sexual plane?
Boredom.
That's what I wouldn't be able to
Boredom.
understand.
You've
Just
played
blue balls?
Snap for 10 years with this person. Thumb wars. You're just like, what else can we do with our bodies?
Do you think that would give you
Let's
blue
do it.
balls? Just when you
Well,
hug each
you
other
could
at
claim
night?
it was a cancer risk.
Yeah.
I read on IO9.
But surely, yeah.
But James, are you wanting my
Do they give you
permission?
lotion?
Are you wanting my permission to see a prostitute? You've got it.
I also give
I've
you
given
permission.
it.
No.
Matt, give him permission.
James, go right ahead.
I'm a doctor, James. I'll write you out a recommendation.
I'll pay. I'll pay.
Can you give prescriptions?
For hand jobs.
I don't know. For
$5 a hand job.
for photons?
$10, I'll blow you.
Look, no, but I can offer some insight here because I have a friend who's mid-40s and has gone through a long period of abstinence and has confided in me that in recent years, within the last year, he's been to a hooker just a couple of times because, sadly he reached the point where he just wasn't, just didn't have the confidence to put himself out there and felt like, he needed to get the equipment in working order again. Found it and he's a very sensitive, very romantic orientated kind of person and just found it the most awful experience. Really just didn't, obviously there was some
Why do you go
element.
back a few times?
Well, I think because
So hoping to make
I think it was
that one.
twice. I haven't asked him that, but I think it was just on one level there was a lot of relief, but on all other levels it was just too inappropriate and just didn't feel right for him, and it wasn't a successful sort of experience. But then he ends up banging this hot woman, so did on some level give him
Bit of
spurred on
confidence.
his confidence, yeah.
So now he's
And
pumping all the hot babes.
Now he's got this
But
hot
I don't sit around
pixie,
going, I
pixie
wish I...
chick
Yeah.
with tattoos, and it's all fireworks. So
Pixie chick.
she's got a pixie look.
Oh, okay.
I haven't met her, but that's what I'm told. Ex-lesbian, again, that fluidity, Fred, it's all out there.
LGBT.
So according to
Sexual
Matt, that means
express-
she's easy.
Sexual expressiveness is,
James, just get onto it. Just
No, but see,
whatever.
I don't sit there going, I need to bang a hot woman. I think I'll be one of those guys, like, you know how they joke in the movies, like, you know, you go to a prostitute and you just cry. You pay them.
Oh,
them to you.
Christ, James, this is depressing, this show, all of a sudden. Look,
But that's
stop. Don't be a weird, nice guy. With a fedora. At least you don't have the fedora going.
well, maybe I should.
No, don't. No, this is the opposite.
But isn't
already
there
got a
saying that
top
these
hat.
guys get the girls?
No, it's not. It's the opposite. It's saying that they're not getting the girls.
Oh, how do they know?
Because they're on OkCupid.
And saying, "Oh, I don't get the girls," which is they're probably lying.
What, so they can get the girls?
I bet you
Nah,
they're
there's no
doing
way
it.
those
They're
guys are
putting
that
out that
smart.
profile because that's what gets them the girls.
No, it doesn't.
No, it
That's the
doesn't.
thing. And they're all like, well, I'm done being a nice guy. Only assholes get
Oh,
girls.
how do you trust what they believe, though?
I don't.
Are you on any of these dating websites?
No.
James, get on it.
Get on
Just
it.
get on
James,
the horse.
Get
I
on.
would never.
James,
Get
get on
on.
the horse.
I'd rather be dead.
No, why? Oh, what, your pride?
What?
If you're pumping hot babes, what do you care where
I
you
just
found
don't
them?
like other people. Why would I want to go meet a stranger?
Are you going to come out as asexual then?
Oh, yeah, I've been
James,
looking
I
at all
think I've
those.
discussed in the show that I'm pretty much asexual.
James, there is obviously a very specific type of woman out there for you.
Yeah.
This is a tool.
Altnet, man.
The internet
The
is
what?
a tool
Altnet.
at your disposal
Oh,
to bring
all those
you
people
Exactly.
like.
to bring you into connection with that
I'm actually a
specific
unicorn,
type of woman.
but nobody
So
like.
use it.
I do. Guess what? Jimmish Femme. It's a tool out there. People can go out there. They can listen to hear me talk about stuff.
It's your own OkCupid.
Women are not.
Yeah.
I had no
trolling the-
idea.
Women are not.
A
trolling
deal
the
breaker would be a
internet for
girl who doesn't
gimmerish.com,
like fanging around.
thinking, "Wow, I want to fang it on with Pontifex." Okay,
Seriously?
they are not
Yeah.
doing that. It is about. You have to go on to one of these.
If a
specific
girl didn't
sites
like fanging
where
around.
women are actually fishing.
If I was making days,
Yeah.
I'll be like, look, I podcast in a shed. I write films that will probably never get made, and then I sometimes, watch Mad Men and put them in profile. How many requests would I get?
Oh, I don't know. Give it a shot.
James, I'll write your profile for you. I'm
I don't
very
want a
good
lie.
at doing
I
all
don't
of
want
this.
to
No, there
lie
wouldn't
and
be
go
a
out.
lie.
You know you better than anyone, maybe
James,
family, but
I
we'll
can
write a profile.
I can spin it for you. Okay.
I don't want it to spin. I don't want people going.
It's
this,
not spin.
My number one hate.
It's about actually
in the
making
world
you, it's
is
about
people-
making
Holy
all of
shit.
you have a lot of good qualities.
This is a nice cast.
It's about making all of your really nice qualities.
Yeah.
It's about advertising them
James.
in
No,
a way.
I wanna advertise my bad
You can't
qualities.
just wait for women to come to you. You've got to put yourself out there.
Okay,
I
here's a
think.
couple of
The
concepts.
internet is your medium.
Matt had a idea. Go where the women are fishing. Dating sites.
Yes.
They're looking for men. If you're down at like the OK Corral, they're not looking for men necessarily. But there's one place where women are looking for men. And it's on dating sites, okay? They're actively looking. Second thing. Oh no, here it is. I forgot. But I remembered. Dating, relationships, it's all about compromise. It doesn't sound very hot, but it's about being
I love
malleable.
compromising.
Oh, well, there you go.
But you
You're
just said
brilliant.
you'd never date a woman who doesn't like fanging around. That's the opposite of compromise.
Because that's a pretty fundamental thing. Because
so
this is a version of me. The character of James on Fang Around is a version of me.
But this is a version of me. Liz has never listened.
Zoe listens to
Bryony doesn't listen,
Zoe listens and is not impressed.
but she still dates him.
Yeah. The charm just cuts through.
But you're not married.
Oh, I'm not married.
Oh,
not
who
married.
wants to be married? I'm seeing a divorcee. Don't hear me complaining.
No, I'm not saying that as in you have to be married. I'm just saying that, like, it would be easy. It wouldn't be true that it'd be easier for Zoe to be in the US if you were married. So you could have married her just to help your relationship along, but you chose not to because, it'd be too awkward.
I
to
heard
do.
she put the cold water on that one.
Yeah, she did. You talked to Liz, haven't you?
But I did not probe Liz. Liz
No, I know
Liz
that.
just poured
I should
out
hope
of her.
not.
all
She's
right?
engaged now.
I know.
I floated it. It was shut down for logistical purposes.
I'm not saying that. I'm not talking that. I'm just saying that you say that she doesn't. She listens, but she doesn't like it. Don't you think that's it could become a problem in the future?
No, I don't. Because she does things that I don't listen to and like.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see where this is coming to? Like, I think talking about things is a
No, 'cause
fundamental.
we're two different people. We don't have to love everything we do all the time.
So what do you talk about that you have in common with each other? What's your...
I don't know, James. I'm not going to go into the depths of my relationship with you on public radio.
Well, make it hypothetical. Like, what did
My
you earn?
friend Frank and his girlfriend Zibby. It's not really going to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, the way I think of it is,
Is there something non-sexual that's good about your relationship with Zoe?
they've been together for
Bullshit,
years. Obviously, there is a connection on a level that is well above sex, and it is functional, and there's lust and sex and all of that shit, and then there's the practicalities of having a relationship with someone, and they are two different things.
I have relationships
and
with lots of
relationships
people.
only actually work when you have connection on both those levels.
Yeah. But I have relationships with lots of people, and they all operate in different ways. I have a relationship with Fred. I have one with Matt. I have one with you. I have one with my co-workers at work. I have one with my parents. They're relationships. They're all relationships. They all operate differently. They all serve different purposes, and that's what they're for. And they all make me a richer, give me a richer life because of all of these relationships. And they're all
But
different.
you're not polyamorous.
No.
But
No, but I'm saying, just because Zoe doesn't listen to the podcast doesn't mean that their relationship is any less.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying for me, like, it's probably different. It's different for everybody. Like, if someone like me who's borderline asexual, what's the point of going looking for a partner that you can have good sex with? It doesn't appeal to me.
Have
But
you
it's
had
not
good
just about sex with them.
Oh, I don't know.
There you go. If sex isn't a big deal, you're not doing it right.
Sex is pretty wonderful.
Yeah, I'm with these guys.
It should be something.
Exactly.
we
So
all
you're looking for
Everyone
a
can
partner
aspire to
that is compatible with you sexual. Is it? I'm guessing it's a pretty big component of your relationship. Yeah. That's like a priority. Like, you're looking for someone.
It's about all different sorts of things.
Are you're talking about sexual compatibility?
Yeah, like, it's part of your successful relationship for you guys. Is it you have a partner that you
about all-
enjoy
But
having sex with?
I think
Yeah.
sexual.
Attracted to
I think
them.
the sexual compatibility is something that can sometimes be developed, and when the emotional side of the relationship improves or builds or grows or whatever, that can help the sexual side of things intensify and become better.
But everything feeds into
It doesn't.
one another.
Doesn't. Yes.
If you have a
It doesn't- you don't-
deficit in one area, there'll be a deficit in the other.
You don't
They
need to have fireworks in the sex department from day one, and if you don't, it's not necessarily a doomed relationship. But I do think you need to have success in all areas of the relationship if it's going to be long lasting and
It'll be lasting. James, I think it's a numbers game. Just get out there. Just start pumping away at hot babes. And,
Well, I did
Put
that.
yourself
I did
out
that.
there,
in my
James.
not even
summer
hot
of
babes.
James.
Maybe some hot studs. I don't know. Well,
You
maybe
have a lot to offer the ladies of this world. Stop depriving them.
or the gentleman. You don't know. Maybe that's why your sex is dud. Maybe that's why you're not having, like, mind-melting sex. Maybe you haven't met the right guy.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You should try it.
You're saying you're asexual. You're not feeling much about anyone right now, except for Rachel
McAdams, yeah.
McAdams and Eurasians. Maybe you need to find a nice Eurasian person.
Well, I don't know where to find them.
Well, there's Eurasian.com.
The internet, they're everywhere. They're all over the internet.
Right, Kim a letter
They're just
at
not. They're just
going,
not
"Yeah,
out there
yeah."
trawling for gimmerish.com. They're actually on the dating sites, which is.
I
What
bet
you
there
need
are.
to hone
I
in
bet
on.
there are white guys looking for Asians, Eurasians. I bet there's a dating site for that.
Yeah.
James, just get out there. Throw
Would you put that on your
yourself out
site? Looking for Eurasian.
The slang.
Yeah, you'll make it on
the slang term is the slang term is rice queens.
there. Is that coming straight from the Greens? Is that
official party policy
I said the slang term. I don't use that term. I'm just saying it's out there
for Eurasians?
for older white gentlemen who like younger Asian men.
Okay.
They're rice queens.
Gotcha.
Yes. No, that's coming from my...
The first thing that came up,
That's
a
coming
white
from
guy's
my
guide to
colleague
picking
who's
up Asian
rather-
chicks.
Rather rude about these things.
I've learned a lot of slang from you tonight, Matt.
What are you trying to say, Fred? I'm a potty mouth? I'm just up with the lingo.
There's a website called EurasianNation.com.
Is that some weird KKK but pro-Eurasian?
I don't know. There's ASEANlovers.com.
Well, my divorcee is Eurasian.
Have you heard James's rants about Eurasians?
No.
Have you watched John Safran's show on Eurasian?
Yeah.
Is that where you got the idea?
I mean, when I was like 15 years old, I fell in love with a Eurasian. That was really where my idea came from.
Eurasian.
They're very beautiful people.
Oh, yeah, stunning. I don't. Maybe it was when you were tall. I was talking about I met this girl called Kim at Caltex who's
You met
stunning
or like
Eurasian.
she sold
Kim
you a
from
pie?
No, she was the girl who was using her beauty to get her way.
What'd she do to you?
She was running late and she's like, you know, adjusting her top to show off her cleavage to say, I'm sorry I'm late. You can wait a couple of minutes longer, can't you? And I'm like, I guess so. I can see your boobs. You know.
Why didn't you say, something offensive?
Because they're my clients. I have to be nice to them.
You should have said,
at Caltex. I thought you
perhaps if you're in need of adjusting
I was
yourself, you should
I was
arrive
picking up mail
early
from Caltex.
to enable yourself time to do that.
Now, Caltex, Osborne Park on Main Street, there's this really cool girl there. And she has a really awesome name, but I'm forgetting her name now.
How's your whole secretary thing going?
Well, I'm not on the route, so I don't...
Damn right.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you left yourself open
I'm not
for that.
on my usual route, so I've...
So no.
No.
The answer's no.
You could just pretend.
But
you
yeah,
just snap some envelopes and turn up in your shirt. And
on my unusual
Facebook
route,
name and-
there's Kim at Caltex.
He's got notes. He's looking at his iPhone. He's got notes.
Peter at RCR.
Can I have a look at your notes,
No,
James?
but you know who's also really hot?
Probably.
Have you seen this? There's a cooking show. You know how I was talking about cooking show? Have you
Yeah,
seen the
I know
show
that-
Poe's Kitchen? She's pretty hot as well.
She's not Eurasian. She's just Asian.
I know.
Oh, God.
But she has an Australian accent.
It's
so-
a very narrow field, isn't it, James?
Yeah.
It's a very narrow
She doesn't tick
field
any
that
of
we're
your
interested
boxes,
in.
though.
Pardon? Poe's Kitchen.
Poe. That's coming.
She did a show. I've already seen one episode today, and she was doing it with a. I don't know if she does it every episode, but she had two butchers on the show.
Yeah, I think she does it with everyone on every episode. So this one she was doing it with two butchers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think she has a special guest
She was
on every
like,
episode. And she does it with them.
Fiddling their sausage and
Sometimes it's like a crab fisherman.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a cattleman.
She actually does them on the show.
Yeah, she does it with them. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes
And
in the
she's-
kitchen. Sometimes she does it outdoors.
And the best thing about
Well,
the Asian women is
kitchen
she's like
sex is
40
hot.
and she looks like.
Yeah, for listeners back home, you couldn't see, but Matt's eyes almost rolled out of his head. James, I think just get on a dating site. You don't have to be like a super. You don't have to lie about anything. Just be honest about it, and just be like.
Is that Fred? Did he leave?
Yeah, Fred just went to the bathroom.
No, but he leave.
Oh, he's about to leave. He's only got a few minutes left.
Question of the week.
Oh, would you go on a dating site?
Would you hire Amber for $5?
No. James?
Amber. Oh no.
Been raped, been bashed, been abused.
Oh, maybe she has been abused.
She's been more than abused. I
Do
can
you got,
tell
well, this is just a sub question to
horrible.
the question of the week.
A sub-question to question of the week.
Oh,
My
okay.
goodness.
Do you guys know what's the rule where if you can think of it, there's a porn version of it?
Rule 43, is it?
Rule 43 or something? Yeah. Okay. So this is the question of the week.
Hey, we've got question of the
This
week.
is the last. We're going to wrap the show up with question of the week.
All right.
What porn do you hope exists, but you are too scared to Google it in case you find nothing and your dream is shattered?
What kind of a question is that,
Especially
James?
saying what kind of porn are you into?
Because is it
Rule 43, I think
or something
it
like
is,
that,
isn't it?
where if you
34.
think of it, there's a
34.
porn of it.
Read.
No, I think I read it.
If you think of it, there's what?
There's a porn version of all this. There's porn out there that's
That
based on
covers
that idea.
everything.
Yeah, that concept.
I'll tell you something that I stumbled across quite by accident, and it was quite by accident. It was on someone's DeviantArt. I can't remember what it's called. It is Rule 34. Sorry, I got my numbers mixed up. And this illustration, it was because I was looking at Pokemon. No, I was looking at Animal Crossing, which is a Nintendo 64 game. Okay. And I was looking up illustrations of a certain character, and I found an illustration that was... Here we go. We've got one character, and he's in a latex animal suit. So it's a furry thing, but the furry animal isn't furry, it's latex, but he's dressed as an animal. And he is being eaten by the actual character, the actual animal character that he's dressed as while having sex.
With that animal character?
With that animal character. So it's a person... Oh, and he's wearing diapers. So he's cosplaying he's cosplaying furry latex with diaper fetish, animal, like a video game. He's having sex with that animal, so it's a bit of bestiality, which is a fictional character, and that character's also eating him, which is a bit of vor
Cannibalistic
fetish.
overtones.
Yeah. That, for me, I was just like, wow, this person's got a lot of, like, fetishes going on at once. Yeah.
It's all happening.
It really... I'd seen a lot of those components, and some of them mixed, but not all together like that. It really did a number on my head. So there you go. That's not something that I wanted, though. But it's something I couldn't have imagined existing.
I'll give you my answer just so to give you something to... I really want to see, but I'm scared to Google and be devastated to find it doesn't exist.
Rachel McAdams topless.
No, that exists. Snuffleupagus porn. Like people who dress up like, you know, those hairy elephants from Sesame Street and
Does that, I'm sure, exists.
mount each other.
I think it's
But I'm guessing there might be two people. What if there's too many people per suit?
Someone
Yeah.
gets all the fun. Someone's
Yeah.
just like controlling the facial expression.
Someone's got all the fun, the other one gets up the bum.
That's offensive. Sorry you had to hear that, Matt.
Most of what we've talked about has been
No, I felt that kind of...
Welcome to the world's most offensive podcast.
We're going to have to wrap it up now. Or
Well,
else
you're going.
I'm going.
You're going.
Or Campbell, you'd have to drive him home, right?
Yeah.
You are?
The weakest
Yeah.
link. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, Zoe's not coming.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
Well, tell Zoe I'm devastated she wouldn't grace us with her presence.
I will.
And give her my best.
This is episode 34 of Fangin' Around. Thanks for coming in to be our special guest, Matt.
It's been my absolute pleasure.
I guess we'll hopefully have you back to talk more about this Everest bet next year, hopefully. We'll see if it goes to a double or nothing.
I'm already in training.
Whoa. This is Snuffleupagus porn.
It exists.
Let's see.
Well, that's one
Whoa.
less thing to worry about.
I didn't know Big Bird was that gender.
Oh my god. He's got a Snuffleupagus-sized dong.
Rule 34 comes to save us once again. And it's episode 34. Woo! Synchronicity?
Yeah.
So, oh, wow. Episode 34, Rule 34. Here we are. What are we going to do? Fred's going away.
Well, okay, we're going to be doing Fang Tracks, and then we're going to be finding alternative. Then we're going to hopefully get, when Fred buys a microphone,
There's
can
going
I
to
even
be
hear myself?
There's going to be the Fangin' Around micro podcast, a sandwich a week.
Yep. I'm going to eat a hamburger in front of the mic.
Fred might get a Skype microphone and Skype in, and then we're
I
going
think
to do
it's called a
Fang Tracks.
Skype-rophone.
So things are going to be different around here, but Campbell says he's committed to keep it going while he's still in Perth.
Yeah, I'm committed to keep it going while I'm still in Perth. No, I am. It just sounded funny. I am.
Yeah.
I'm here.
But you can find us at fangingaround.com. You can tweet us as Fanginaround. You can find us on iTunes as Fanginaround. Even if you don't use iTunes to subscribe, you can leave us a review. That would be awesome. Helps us out. Campbell, where can you find you on the internet?
CampbellWhite.com. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram.
Yep. Fred, do you want to give out any details?
No.
No.
Incognito.
I don't exist.
Matt doesn't
He's a
exist.
ghost.
You can find me
Two
at
Men in Black.
.com or as the guy called Tom, all one word, all over the internet. This has been...
Except dating
Hang around.
sites. Why?
I don't know.
If you're a single lady and you liked what you heard, message
From
James,
James?
because obviously
James
you've
at
passed the first
fangingaround.com.
test.
You can email me
Message
personally
James.
at
He's
James at
a
fangingaround. But you can
wonderful
email
man.
the whole team at mailbag at fangingaround.com.
But mostly James.
If you want to send
related.
us any pics, go ahead.
Yeah.
Where's Brizzy from Brisbane?
I did not say that. That was Fred.
I think it was
Yeah.
Matt that said that.
I don't
Adios,
exist.
dear listener. Buenas
right.
noches. Hasta
Bye.
mañana.
Bye.
See
Bye.
ya.